shit.
But what can you do?
Right. Well, from
Life goes.
All right.
Sorry.
From
I walked on crutches for like a decade when I didn't actually have to. After hip surgery, no one actually bothered to check to see if my hips were put back in place. So this is like technically the surgery was a success and it was all good, but aftercare didn't happen. So I walked on my arms. And one of the things that you use most when you walk with crutches is, right, your palms. So I just absolutely trashed both my wrists. Yeah. Before they were able to, well, some miracle worker was able to figure it out and put me back in place. So I had to give up my old style grinders. I really loved them, but oh my gosh, I would, especially if it got a little gunk in it and I didn't clean it properly. Yeah. Game over. So I love Amazon. Right. I love Amazon. You see this invention? This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. So
what is that?
Okay, so check this out.
Oh, the electric one.
Oh yeah. So all I have to do, which I'm gonna do, let's get down here. What do we got? We got some.
Hey, Carlos.
Tana, Chico responded back.
Little Acapulco Gold, I think.
I'm trying to get the seeds. I got Panama Red. I'm trying to get Acapulco.
Yeah.
Tana, he replied back, if you're only using it for streaming and internet, go for a new laptop. You can plug all you want in, and it's just as strong. That's why I bought this little thing.
You mean desktop, not laptop. You mean desktop, right?
No, he was saying get a laptop because they're that much better now. And he said, you're not stuck in one spot. You can take it and go wherever you want. Like right now, I walk to the other room. But
I know this one, but my problem is I can't directly attach to the internet.
You can with mine.
Yeah, I'm just using the Ethernet cord.
Yeah, you can do it with mine. You can get this exact one. It was, I think, $7. Nice.
Nice.
I bought a gaming laptop.
Oh, mine too, but it's overkill for what I need. Honestly,
that's what mine is, and it's expandable. So I didn't want to get what I needed. I wanted above and beyond.
Yeah.
I was using my phone for the longest time, and I had night and Tana like, when are you getting it? When are you getting it? And I had the money. I spent the money. I had the money. I spent the money. And I'm like, fuck it. I just got to buy it.
Yep. Well, I don't nearly utilize the ability of this laptop, but one thing I cannot live without, let me just put my little jar back here. I can't live without a gaming mouse. I have to have a gaming mouse.
I can't game because I can't look at the screen. It messes me all up.
Really?
So it's 500 and change. So with the laptop, I was telling her she could even look at what I got. He was saying he's still looking. He was saying what price range are you looking for? This is my sous chef that's looking
right.
Desktop rule. Night, I hear you.
Well, I'm really curious because I want to know.
That says desktop roll.
Did the prices go up since like homeschooling kind of thing?
Night, Tana, when did I get this? 2 months, 3 months ago? And it was 7 and change.
About 3 months ago, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Try and do the conversion.
It's an Asus, 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 Tough Gaming F15. It's not their base model. It's higher up. It's expandable. But
I apologize.
No, I just needed something. I haven't been into computers for so long.
I heard the new iPhone is supposed to be coming out again.
I have the 12.
The last one?
Yeah, the $1,200 one.
Yeah.
The 12 Max Pro or whatever it is. It's awesome, but it's stupid. Every time I buy a phone, it's obsolete.
Carlos! My son is going to, I get to eat, when he upgrades, I'm going to inherit the, and that'll be enough. Right now, I've got a Galaxy.
Okay.
Here's my first smartphone.
Yeah.
Still works. Oh, man.
So what's
I'll tell you. Cell
today?
phones. I was going to say,
Alice, you said you're
you're breaking up a little.
You said you're talking about gold?
Yeah, Acapulco Gold. So I just ground a little bit. And I got my favorite bowl. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, right on. Oh, that's cute.
It's got my little friend on it.
Yeah.
No, octopus.
Your little octopus friend?
Because it matches my bone. I got my little octopus trapped in the middle there.
Copy.
Oh, that is so cool. I like that.
That's awesome.
That'd be awesome. I like that.
Yeah,
Cheers.
I tried all kinds of electric vapes, but I'm just kind of a bong girl, you know?
You know what I was telling Tana?
Yeah.
I hadn't used a bong since high school.
Really?
My son literally just turned 18 a couple of days ago. I had no place to hide it. And then I bought the house, and I'm like, oh, I got plenty of places to hide it, but I just didn't do it. Then I finally bought just a $30 one, and I've been smoking. I cry when I have to go back to my glass pipe.
Well,
Tana,
I have a Gandalf as well, and it's my best friend when I have to go out because I can't carry the bong.
Yep.
So generally the places I go, there's not a whole lot of people, so I just kind of like open up an umbrella and I go under my umbrella with my Gandalf.
Night. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I have it. What is it?
Larry, or I'm sorry, Alice.
Yes, just like that. Only mine's blue. That's the only diff. I love how easy they are to clean.
I don't think I broke.
I've never broken a bong, but I have broken the stems.
Never broke a bong. I've dropped 4 glass pipes off of this workbench in a row within a week.
Ooh.
Yeah. Piss me off.
Ooh. 4 of them.
This is my second favorite pipe.
Oh, nice.
Because I've got it all pimped out. It's got a thing on the end with so you don't have to worry about inhaling anything that you're not supposed to.
Look at the colors on
and then it's got.
I like that leather thing you have on it.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, my next door neighbor. He was down here. Oh Jesus, I had like a pound curing, and we were down here smoking, and he put one of my glass pieces right at the edge, and I went to grab it before it went, and I couldn't. So then they showed up with this. I was like, I don't want your pipes. I just go down the street and buy one for $5. But he said, no, take it. It works really well, except for here. When they were making it, they literally just, they just bent it instead of keeping something round in there to keep the the inside diameter a little larger.
Yeah.
You can't clean it. That was insane trying to get that.
Well, I mean, you could probably like cycle some chronic orange through it, and then maybe some.
That's exactly what I used last.
Salts or
pipe
something.
cleaners. You probably have to use.
Oh yeah, but still,
Every time I go, yeah, I never remember pipe cleaners.
Well,
I'm here with two.
Before I light this beauty, I hate cleaning the inside because it's double walled, right? So you stick the pipe cleaner up there, and it's like you can go around in circles, and you still don't get that one little gunk, right?
For days.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there with a piece of paper towel, and I wind it up like a blunt, and I'm like, come on.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in this because I sometimes feel totally crazy.
Then I hear, why does the kitchen smell like a roach?
Right?
All right, put that one back. Oh. Carlos, you working? What time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock for you.
It's almost. Well, yeah, it's 3:30.
What you got there?
I was around. I guess it ended up being a tincture, and Sunday or Monday. Yeah, I bought a box of these little
Little dabbers.
I filled them up, and I think it was Sunday or Monday. Tana and I were talking before we went live, and I did a couple drops. I didn't do shit. I waited a half hour, did 2 more. I was like, all right. And it got me going, and then 8 more. And then last night I just finished it. But I got like 6 more jars upstairs.
Wow.
It's kind of weak. Got to drink a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't had one work yet. I've tried them.
I only did a couple drops, and I just did it beside my bed on bedside table. And I was like, fuck it. Until the other day, Tana and I were screwing around talking about it, and I was like, all right, I'm doing it. It works. Just need a lot.
Well, almost anything that has to go through my digestive system doesn't work. Like, we're talking pills, antibiotics.
Yep.
Nothing.
You know what I did? I did notice the next day after using this coconut oil, I'm farting up a storm. It's ridiculous. And it's coconut oil. It's not like I smoke a bowl and I fart my brains out.
Oh, yeah,
this
coconut
stuff
oil will make you fart a storm now.
Thanks for telling me. I'm at work, and they're like, dude. My kitchen.
I wanted you. Because you were saying before that you were discouraged last time you made butter.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what technique did you do to make your butter?
The first time? Honestly, I don't even think I decarbed.
Yeah.
That
makes a big difference.
It sure does.
Yeah. What about you, Alice? Last time or how did you make it? The last time you made your can of butter, how did you make it?
Try to think.
The last time I did it.
So I got oil that was already infused with sunflower oil. So all I had to do to make brownies was replace the sunflower oil called for in the mix with the straight oil. So when I first got oil and it didn't work, I thought maybe I just wasn't putting enough in, or maybe I didn't bake it right, or maybe whatever. I tried over and over again, and I got frustrated. So I gave the pan away to a bunch of people that were like going to have a party.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me know if it works. Let me know if it does anything. So I have a brownie pan that when you bake it, it does the squares. Like, it has a separator. So you just have to lift and it just falls out squares, right?
Yep.
All you have to do is like ice them and done. So I sent all these beautiful little iced brownies with sprinkles out to a party. And they asked me, like, well, how much do you usually have? And I'm like, well, I eat like 2 or 3 a night. I was probably the wrong answer to give them because apparently they started with half.
Oh.
And what did nothing to me had them like puking out in the backyard half an hour later, right? So, and then a couple hours in, they're like, when does this trip stop?
Yeah. You got to know your limits.
Damn.
I told Tana, I split a cookie and then tried to drive home on Thanksgiving. I'm driving my Mustang with my son in the back seat. And he's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? He's like, because you probably should turn. I was like, oh, I was a mess. And it was a 60 milligram. We split it. So apparently 30 is too much for me. It sounds a lot. I don't know.
I bought a 1,000 milligram strength bar. Ate the whole thing. You didn't feel it. I was so pissed. You're kidding me, right?
I wonder what I got left. I have to look in the cupboard. Curious, actually.
Well, that's when I started making my own.
Well,
because
I just
when
stopped buying it because for me it was like,
wasn't working. Yeah. I've learned a lot since making my own.
After watching all the videos and talking with you, Tana, that's why I was like, I got to do this. I got to at least try it, for Christ's sake.
Oh yeah, I still got lots left. I don't even know what to do with this. I got one here called Zayas Sativa Blend. So it's like, how much is in here? I can't even.
And that's the pink.
So this is like a typical size bottle that I would get.
That's a huge jar.
Okay,
wow,
so
that's a big size bottle.
I should probably finish the story. I was so pissed that this big group of people had not such a good party on my tray. But I mean, potentially this stuff had effects, right? The effects
and you got
I wanted to have. So that just to be sure that there was no effect. The next day, I had 2 of the same size bottles. I took the whole thing, I cracked it, and I drank the whole thing in one go. And then I just sat waiting, I was like, it got to do something of them. And now we're talking maybe 2 hours in, and I'm getting kind of sore, thinking, shit, I need to medicate, and then that didn't do nothing. So but at this point now I'm a little afraid. I'm thinking, do I medicate? Because if I medicate and this stuff hits,
that's
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So
right.
But unfortunately, it never did a thing. So for most people, this is a great way to medicate because you don't have to light up, right?
Yeah.
This is you could take this a lot of places and it's totally inconspicuous, but doesn't do anything for me. So,
voila, Tana, look at the size. Look at the size of these in just 2 days now.
Oh, extra big hugs to you. Yeah, let me see.
Oh, they're so pretty.
They're getting bigger.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, they are.
It's the biggest one is a white widow, and then the other 2 are strawberry cheesecake, and then I just started a pink Kush. It's in the closet.
I love pink Kush. That's one of my favorites.
Woohoo! What's that bottle you were flashing, Alice?
What's that?
That was a Big wallet. The
sorry.
bottle that you had, I think that was a tincture.
So, okay, most of the, oh, here we go. 40 milliliters. I can't do the conversion, but that's what is in the regular size bottles. There was
That it looks like at least a half a cup.
yeah, half a cup easy. So, for travel purposes, they made this little spray, like mouth spray thing.
Really?
Yeah, just a
Oh,
right
there you go.
in. And this one is, it's a sativa by Aurora. I don't know which one. But again, it never works. So, but you could carry, like in theory, you could carry it around in your pocket and just kind of like, like a breath mint. So,
I would. So,
what else? Oh, okay. This one, I don't know if you've ever seen.
no.
Okay.
Where the hell are you getting this?
This one is oil for your naughty bits.
And it's medicated?
Yes.
Nice.
Where do I buy it?
Now, this is the crazy thing. I found this one originally with my first provider, which I can't even remember who they were now, but I'm like 4 providers later. But my first provider actually carried this for a while. So I was like, oh, what the hell? Sure.
Nice.
I visited.
Face cream, body cream, and something else, all medicated.
Well, why not?
Nice.
Think about it. Yeah.
I gotta say that
Right.
the body cream, I didn't really notice. Maybe the muscles are too big or something. But the face cream, if you have face pain,
Yeah.
oh,
Really?
mm-hmm,
Uh-huh.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wallace
Because your muscle,
Issues with
the
back
tissue,
pain from
the tissue
sleeping.
is very
Lucky.
thin and it absorbs right in.
Do you think this coconut oil would absorb? Alice Waller was talking to you.
Okay. I'm not in that chat, but I could be.
Wallace says, Alice,
I can't type in it either.
can I visit just for
Can I visit just to sample your tinctures? Waller, I was thinking the same thing.
Next time, if you want, I can take you on a little tour across the street at the beach because I have service there for some reason.
fuck yeah.
What state? Do you mind me asking what state you're in?
What's that?
Do you mind me asking what state you're in?
He's in Canada. He's in Canada.
So,
I thought, but where the hell are you finding a beach up there?
for those of you who are curious, if you Google Port Cartier, Quebec, it's
All right.
tiny little mining town, I would say. The bulk of the industry is mining, but we have all these little bays and beaches. And in spite of all the pine trees and mountains, we still have like significant bays to play in with seaweed and jellyfish. And
Does that water ever get warm? I mean, not bathtub warm, but
yes, it does. Like right now, it's comfortable without me having to put on a wetsuit or put on it's comfortable right now. Like,
what was the name of it again?
What's
okay, so it's called Port Cartier, like the diamond.
Cartier.
But if you put a hyphen between, so Port hyphen Cartier. that's the name of my town, and it's kind of like it's not really well known. It's not really. In fact, if you stayed on the main highway, you would just be like right past it, not even knowing. Like, you wouldn't really think anything of this place. But
Walla, have you seen Bigfoot? She's serious.
I've seen some amazing creatures here. Like, I've seen wolves on the prairies.
Oh my God, yeah.
And on the prairies, if you're from a distance looking at what could be a wolf, it could also be a coyote, because there's not that much difference in size between the two on the prairies. Okay.
That's beautiful.
I was used to these wolves. I was used to them. I was like comfortable with this sort of wolf. And then I come out here to Quebec.
Yeah.
And I get onto the trails. And the first time I looked down and went, oh, I wonder who's got their dog out here. And my husband's like, we're the only ones out here. And I'm like, wait, because the paw for this wolf, and when I put my hand down, I was like, oh my, like, how tall is this wolf?
They're supposed to be enormous up there.
Okay, so when I say waist high, it's not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. But the crazy thing is, like, on the prairies, you really have to keep a good eye on that wolf, because he is going to come up behind you and he is going to cause you some problems.
Right.
But the crazy thing here, because I'm a long-time smoker.
Yep.
And I used to not smoke inside the house at the other location I used to live in. And it was just across town. But I used to sit out on the front steps, have my cigarette, had a little butt can, Yeah. I'd go out like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, no problem. That's it. So I'm out there at somewhere between 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And this dog comes down the street and right past the house and stops at the corner under a light. And there's a stop sign, and just kind of it stopped there and looked at me. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, hey boy, how you doing? You hungry? And kind of do the, come here, Beppy. And it sat and gave me a weird look. Like, when they cock their ears sideways as if what? And you're like, oh, you're so cute.
And then
and then it walked off. And 2 minutes later, I looked down and there's a notification that there's a wolf on my street.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was,
that's it.
That's beautiful. I'm in the Northeast. I'm in Massachusetts, and I go to Vermont every year, usually without COVID, go hunting and just spend time. I love the state. My first time hunting, up there, I was at a friend's house, and I couldn't sleep. I was just dying to get out there. Someone, honestly, to this day, I don't know who the fuck it was, but a guy showed up, and he said, oh, everyone's still sleeping. I said, yeah, hi, I'm Dave. And he's like, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, where are you going this morning? I said, oh, honestly, this is my first time up here. I don't know. He's like, hop in. I'll let you out. I'll put you in a spot. I'm like, all right, cool. So I jump in the truck. We go up about a mile up the road. And he says, here's a logging road. Follow that logging road, and it's going to open up into a spot. And when you get to the middle of that, look left, and you'll see a big tree. Just tuck yourself in there and wait. He's like, the deer run all the way through there. He's like, and just be quiet. I'm there. I got my 12 gauge shotgun. I don't have a rifle with me. And I'm like, okay. So I went slug, buckshot, slug, buckshot. So hit it with the slug. If it's running, hit it with the buckshot.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there about an hour and a half, take a sip of my water. I'm eating crackers. Then I hear something, and I'm like, oh my God. So I stand up, and I'm shaking so much I got to brace the barrel against the tree. And it comes down, and it was a dog. It was not. At first I was like, this thing. There's no way in hell you can tell me this is a coyote. It was so beautiful, and they're like, no, that was a coyote or a
wolf.
The cross, the freaking hybrid.
Oh, the hybrid.
It was
I
don't know. I don't remember what they call them. But anyways,
Yes.
there was a guy that was breeding them illegally. The town shut him down.
Yeah.
A few of them got out, and that's what happens. But anyway, this thing was gorgeous, and I'm watching it, and I'm not an idiot.
Coy wolf. That's what it's called. They named them coy wolves.
I was gonna coy dog, but that's just a coyote.
Yeah.
So it crossed in front of me and went down, and I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm shaking. I sit down. I'm like, that was awesome. First day, that was awesome. Then I hear a couple yips. He wasn't alone, and they're coming up the hill behind me, downwind, and they're coming up to check me out. Now I'm like, okay. Now I'm facing downhill at that. I hear something coming this way. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get killed.
Yeah.
It was a deer, but I never got to see it because it caught the wind of the coyote wolf thing and took off that way. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Once it all calmed down, the sun came up. My buddy showed up because whoever the guy was dropped me off, told Jerry where I was. He meets me. He's like, so I told him the story. We go down. Those fucking things weren't 20 yards away from me, just sitting there watching. But I couldn't see because it was half hour before sunup. You know, it was legal, but I couldn't see a fucking thing. They got downstream, smelled me, and came up.
Wow.
And made me freaking lose a deer. But to see a dog out there,
they're beautiful. Like, at least out here, they're not interested in humans. They don't. I mean, they find us amusing, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're not
I don't
really
think
trying to like track you or be on.
I don't think this thing was going to jump me or anything. It could have. I think it was just like, what the hell? Why didn't it see me? Because I was like hiding.
Yeah.
I was surprised it didn't make me walking in front of me. It was 20 feet away.
I've never experienced anything terrifying in the woods here, and I go all the time by myself. But, and I do stress the butt part, if you do want to hear about the strangest wolf experience ever back on the prairies when I was a teenager, I still can't get that one out of my head. Like, I still see it when I think of that moment. So
yeah,
just because I haven't experienced anything here, I'm not saying that anyone out there hasn't, because there is stuff out there.
If you guys want to see, Tana, I meant to tell you about this. It's called Bridgewater Triangle. You can search it. There's a movie on it. There's books on it. Part of it is actually in the town I live in. 15 years ago, my brother-in-law and I got him lost out there. We got turned around. Hypothermia. Took 4 different town fire department to get us out of there. No one's been in there since whenever King Philip showed up. Back in like when they first found the land.
Okay.
When they came over from Europe and they found Plymouth Rock and everything. I'm in New England. When they watch, you'll find that it's a movie locals put out a few years ago. But that place, they say, people see UFOs, creatures, things that you don't know. When we get out of there and we're in the back of the ambulance, we got to the hospital and we're all wrapped up because we had hypothermia. I can't see it, Tana. Yes. Tana, Norton. I live in Norton. So when we were in there, a couple of the fire department, the cops came in and said, "What'd you see?" I said, "We didn't see shit." Because we got so turned around, and I'm not an idiot. I walked out, I found hip bones, not femurs that were like 4.5 feet long. So it was a moose, something like that. They were just fucking, maybe not 3 feet. They were fucking huge. And we were both like, holy shit. What's up, twin? We walked 100 yards. I turned around and did this to find the path. I fanned it out. Nowhere. We ended up chest deep swamp water, cat 9 tails, 8-9 feet over our heads, tripping us up. My brother-in-law's going underwater, completely soaking himself. It's the day after Thanksgiving. It was 60 degrees, but snow and ice.
Yeah.
It was
Never
bad.
mind, like you guys are probably in slugs and stuff too, you know, like it's a small stuff too.
Some they looked at us and said, "What did you see?" I said, "Something flanked us for." We'd go a while, then take all the business cards and light a fire because we had hypothermia. We'd try to warm up. At one point, we stopped because something was flanking us. Couldn't see it; it was just out of vision, but it was big.
It's there, though.
It could have been anything, but it followed us for quite a while. And he's like, Derek's like, "What?" I'm like, "It could be a buck, just wondering what the hell we're doing. It could be a moose wondering what the fuck we're doing out here. It could be anything."
Well, I think you might actually know what I'm trying to describe. When you take someone into the woods, into the, where there's no path, it's just you're bushwhacking. When you take someone bushwhacking for the first time, like you've never done it together before, there's two kinds of people.
Yes.
And I mean this lovingly because I love you both, but there's you get 5 minutes in and there's that person who suddenly realizes what they've gotten themselves into, and they're scratching at every bug bite and they're trying to brush off every piece of dirt, and you're like, oh, we're just getting started.
That's where I go, buckle up.
Yeah. And then and halfway through every single I do stress every single noise is something that they're like, what was that?
I was literally like, because I've been hunting for years. I'm used to being out there, but not where we were. And I knew where we were. So I was nervous.
Yeah.
But he was in the Navy, through the military, the whole night. He's not a whip.
Other kind of person that as soon as they get out there and the sounds of the road fade away, they just relax. They just whoosh, like the way the world just leaves and you're in your element, and it's just like, I can breathe.
You know how many times I've been yelled at, "You can't fall asleep out there." I'm like, yes, I can. Yes, I do.
Yes,
You're like, you're gonna have a black bear come up on you and roll you down the hill. I'm like,
nope.
It could, but
you're gonna hear the change in the birds around you before that gets there.
You hear nothing. The birds just quiet down, and you're like, what's going on?
Yep. Because they're little tattletales. Like
I had eight moose. I was 17 feet up in a ladder stand. I had 8 moose. Before they showed up, I had a flock of, I don't know what they were, some kind of bird. And they're landing on the branches all around me. And I'm like, oh. So I knew I was doing a good. They couldn't smell me. They couldn't see me. They left it.
What do you call them? They follow the moose.
Yeah. I heard nothing after they left. And then I heard it. 4 cows, 4 bulls. And I'm like standing up there like, oh my God. I've seen one driving by, but never that close. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, and they stop and look. And I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Fuck. I shouldn't have done that. It's too many. So I just let them do their thing. I run up. I thought it was one of my buddies at first. I get up there and I'm telling them, they're like, you're crazy. Bulls don't follow cows at this time of year. And I'm like, let's go and see the fucking footprints. And they're all like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, what'd you do? I'm like, I'm going to shit myself. I'm with a 30-30 in a tree, lever action. I got 3 rounds and I got 8 moose ready to kill me.
What did you do? Like, you can't come down now. There's no way.
I had to take a leak. That was the whole point. I was getting ready to get down. I was tying my 30-30 to the rope, got to lower it down. Then I heard it and bring it back up. No. And I'm like, oh! That was the last time I went in a tree without a Gatorade bottle.
I will not mess with a moose.
Right?
No, that's the number 1 killer. They're like, you think so?
No. They got the right of way. They always have the right of way.
Yep.
Right. Time says he almost hit a couple of moose on this year. Damn.
I had going through the Riding Mountains. It's a national park in Manitoba. There's a lot of moose there.
No, Alice. Alice, no. You can't compare your moose to what we have down here. That's not fair.
No.
Their paddles are as big as a Volkswagen. Never mind the animal itself.
But the ones there are way too used to traffic, way too used to people. And my friend Taya and I at the time were trying to get back home to Winnipeg from Dauphin. And I drank way too much coffee. So I was like, Taya, please, for the love of God, please pull over. Like, I can't.
I gotta go.
And she's like,
Right.
it's too dark. And we had already agreed upon switching driving back and forth to stay awake. And she started. So she's the driver. I'm like pleading, please.
Yep.
And I'm doing the rocking back and forth thing. And she's like, oh, okay. So she pulls over. She's like, where are you going to go? I'm like, the back of the car, just
I'll go right here. Yeah.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Literally nobody around. So
Night train.
Yes,
they are bigger than a guide horse. They're fucking mammoth.
That second you drop trow and start going, that's when something's going to happen.
Always.
Right.
So she hears, I think they were just coyotes, and they were probably miles away, but that was good enough for her to be like, we're going. I'm like,
Turn the alarm on. You're like,
yeah. So I dart back in the car because I'm afraid she's going to leave me behind.
Before you take off, let me in.
And I just shut the door. She just turns the lights back on. I don't know where he came from, but there was a moose already standing there. Right in the windshield. So he was looking at us like, what's in here, and
you were taking a leak, and he was probably like, what are they doing? Are they crazy?
And the point where neither one of us honestly knew what to do, because he leaned in and he grabbed the windshield wipers and he was gnawing on it.
Oh,
and I don't want to piss him off.
No,
but that's my windshield.
Beep beep, and hope he doesn't stomp you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even people think, they ask me, I fall asleep and I'm walking out of the woods in the pitch black. I don't have a flashlight on. I'm using the glow sights on my rifle. I'm like, help me out. And I'm petrified. And they're like, you have a rifle in your hand? And I always carry a sidearm. And I'm like, it means absolutely nothing. Because when it comes down to it and something's rushing you, by the time it clicks that I need to do something, I'm dead. And
I've never had that time. I've been thankful that what surprised me, just wanted to do that, just surprised me.
Yeah, you don't. If you shoot at a bull and a moose and you hit it here, it's just going to go right off of them. And you're going to piss them off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's worried about bear.
1 minute, step 10.
Oh, the only time you'll see 7:10. Only time you'll see a bear, if you're pooping in the woods, they might investigate from the smell, or if you run into one. But they're going to know before you do. They're what do they call them? The ghost of the woods. You will not know.
Yep.
They are quiet. 7:10. It's the moose. Exactly time. The bear will, just like a snake or anything, any animal, don't fear. Just don't block them in. If you corner them, you're done.
Well,
except for a moose. Because a moose will fucking charge you.
If it's a moose, don't look them in the eye. But if it's a cat, do not break eye contact. Do not look away. Do not turn your back ever. You have to back out, because those suckers.
Yeah.
They are so beautiful, but behind
they're
a wall.
Mysterious, though. They are honestly the way that the wild cat will play with you is no different than a domestic cat with his toy.
Yeah, they're gonna. They don't play fair. They ambush you from behind, and then they just mess with you until you bleed out, and they're like, come with me.
Yeah. Because my
Max.
and I got trapped by one in we went into a park bathroom where they had an outlet, and we were thinking we're so smart because we're like, we didn't
hair dryer.
We didn't pay for the fancy campsite with the electricity, but we're gonna.
I do the same thing.
We're gonna dry our hair. So we were in there maybe an hour and a half, and we never noticed that there was this loud thump on the roof, and like when we opened, it was a push door. You know the bathrooms, they don't have locks. It's just like a push door. You push. We pushed it open, and this big paw from the top of the roof fell down and pushed it closed. And we're like, oh, what? And we push it open, and the paw drops down again, and 2 ears, and they lean over, and we're like, oh, it's a cat. And we pull it shut, but we're thinking we can't lock this door. And he knows that, like, we're in here.
Hey.
So thank goodness we had our cell phones, because we actually had to call the park ranger and say, hi, can you come let us out of the bathroom? Because the cat won't.
Right.
Right, watch this. Time. Never in my life have I seen one in the woods, a bear. Never.
Never?
No. I've been fucking crawling around in their dens. You know they're there. And I'm like, I'm out of here before it does come back. You never seen one.
Yeah.
And then I have where I go hunting. Then I told you, my buddy was saying, you got to be careful because they'll roll you down the fucking hill.
Yeah.
They were hanging out midway. I'd have to draw it all up, but we call it the deer farm. There's farms all around, but there's a farm at the bottom we call it the deer farm because in the morning, depending on the weather, they'll be down there and then they move slowly uphill. Yeah. That's how I've gotten mine. And they're waiting for those deer. They hear. I'm shutting my ringer off. Sorry. They hear something. Donnie turns around and sees this black thing rolling down the hill. It stops, and it's a cub. Stops, gets up, and starts walking, and they're both like, And Billy's like, "We the fuck out of here now. This Billy owns the place. We gotta go. And then Donnie thought about it and was like, oh, shit. So now they're back to back walking out. Yeah, where's Mom?
Yeah, right. Where's Mom?
Watch, time, that's awesome. Out for a walk with his dog. You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
He sent me a few videos. I don't think I'm not driving that far just to see a bear. But years ago, I've been going up there for 20 years now. I didn't have a tree stand. There was only 2 stands out there. And what I did was I found a beech grove, and it was wide open. There was a few blowdowns, probably 1/8 of a mile over. That there was a bear den there. After the fact, the story I'm telling you. I set up a blind, so I stuck sticks in a semicircle in between 2 trees that were pretty far apart, and then I wove branches through and made a blind. Mm-hmm. So I had it perfect height where I could sit on one knee and rest my rifle, and all I would see was this much of my head, and I could peep right through the branches. So I sat there for days. Every year I'd rebuild it, and then after about 5 years, I don't remember what it was. I think we went to Aruba or something, and I couldn't afford it. I didn't have the time to go up. And there's probably 15 of us that do it. But Billy that owns the house said to me, he called me. He's like, you're killing me that you're not coming up. I said, why? And why is everyone texting me going, what the fuck? They've been feeding all the bears donuts in my little freaking blind.
In your blind.
I said, what? He's like, yeah. We wanted you to get the first, because Billy, they had both gotten, 2 of them had gotten bears, but it was fucking years and years ago when they were kids. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, oh, we would have told you. And I'm like, oh, I go down there and I look, the whole fucking thing's done. It's been trashed. I don't know if it was from the bear or after every year. I mean, it goes down. You got to rebuild. But the inside where I'd sit, my back would be to a tree. It was all dug up in there. I was like, oh, you fucks.
Hey, crispy bacon.
Yes. That is awesome. What a name.
That is a good name.
Holy shit, dude.
Extra big thanks to you. How are you doing? How's your day going?
Crispy bacon. Nice.
Now we just need
It's
eggs.
good to see you, Ray. And the toast. You gotta have eggs.
A week or so ago, someone came on with another name, and it was ingenious, like Crispy Bacon. And I'm like, and here's me, DK. My initials. Great. Time. Crazy video there. And that dog I love. Looks like my buddy's. She was named Jumper.
Oh,
Got eggs.
right?
Wow. Crispy bacon. That is awesome.
Let's see if I can do this.
I'm sitting. I start trying to think of a funny name, and it won't come up.
Got eggs. Botox rocks. That's a pretty good name too.
Hope you can see what I can see.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's
Your
a little,
dog is a blue nose.
time now. Time. I didn't see the moose.
Nice.
Oh, I
Crispy
get it.
bacon says-
Crispy bacon.
That's fucking cool.
That is so cool.
That's why I was like, what a fucking
That is
name.
very cool. I fucking love that. That is awesome. Mm. So every time I see you, though, I immediately get hungry and want bacon.
Really, Chris?
Oh, fuck yeah. The bacon maple donut. Oh, my God. Those are one of my favorites. I love bacon maple donuts.
Never had one, but it sounds perfect.
Oh, it's
spooky.
fish.
Spooky
Oh, my God.
Bo. So what
Then
I
a
did,
maple bar donut. Bacon.
maple bacon. All right, Bo. You see where I drew the blade through?
Yeah.
Not good. So I had to turn it around, use the other side, and wrong way.
What are
There's
you
my.
going to
It's a big angry eyebrow.
Yeah.
Happy 420,
Happy 420.
Alice. It's gonna be the blade on my Grim Reaper scythe. I was saying that to Tana. I'm like, Tana, I just need to draw a big angry eyebrow.
If you're such a fan of the Grim Reaper, have you heard of Baba Yaga?
I have, but I don't remember what.
The old witch who lives in the hut that has chicken legs? She's
All right, so-
Slavic.
I'm familiar with that.
Slavic witch, and she's always known to be an old woman who she's both good and evil depending on the story.
Is that the chicken legs from the doorway?
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. I got a story for you about that too. How I did not know about that when this happened. When I was in culinary school, we what the name of the class was meat fabrication. So basically we were the only class that got it, which it was fun because now I knew back then we got a whole, I don't know who shot it, but we got a whole deer. And it was donated to the school for us to be able to break it down for this person. So we walk into the room and there's a deer with no skin on it, all four legs up. And I was like, I wanted to kill one of those. Now I get to see what it's all about. We broke it all. What the hell? Why am I telling you this?
I don't know why.
Baba Yaga, the hut with the 2 chicken legs.
Thank you. So we go through the class, we learn how to break it all down, we leave. Next morning we come in, and we were running a hotel, basically. It was in at Essex in Vermont. When we got to the classroom, I looked up, and then there were chicken legs hanging. Yeah, like voodoo crap. That's what the school had put it on. But it's a hay scythe. Yes, it is, Bo. So I know who did it, which prompted me to get my own chicken leg. No. And I put it around my hacky sack, and then once it dried up to where I wanted it, I kept messing with the tendons too for a reason. I doused it in super glue. Time I didn't know what to do, and the salmonella that must have been running through my skin. It was my keychain. I took paracord, or it was a shoelace. Now I'd use paracord, and I did it. It was like not a noose, but similar, so around the wrist of it, and tied a loop, and it was on my keychain. So it went from a chicken leg to super glued, and if you came at me, I could get you with the talons. Then I realized when I was playing with the tendons, they didn't dry up, so I could pull each tendon with a pair of pliers and make it move, articulate. It was so nasty. I had to throw it out. I was just afraid of getting sick. I still have my hacky sacks, time. So my point behind is what that story you were telling. I had said to the person, one of the guys, what was his name? We had a Brent, and whatever. The kid, the one that lived in he came from Bahama, Maine. He had done it, and he was the leader of us jokers until we set fires and shit. But anyways, we were bad. We didn't like separate.
He was so casual about the way he said that.
We were getting ready to leave second year, and the bad thing was they gave us nice condos, and we were living with the public, which we shouldn't have been. We dragged a bureau out into the middle in between all the apartments and lit it on fire, and we were just watching it burn. Then we heard the sirens, so we shut the slider, and we're hiding behind the couches and shit. And I think I was 18, 19, and peeking out the window, and I'm like, look at the he's fucking walking. He's following our footprints back to the fucking slider. What are we doing? So we're fucking snipering on the floor trying to get upstairs. It was ridiculous. We didn't get caught, though. But I keep going on a tangent. That's when I was told about that witch or whatever the hell you were talking about. Because I said, what are you playing with, voodoo? And he's like, no, it's whatever the hell you said.
Bobby,
fucking, we weren't too smart back then.
Yeah, but back then you didn't have to be quite as smart because there was no internet to record what you did.
Exactly. The neighbors are like, what the fuck? In a culinary school, one of the kids, he glazes his saute pan with brandy. It ignited the hood system with the vent because it didn't go outside. It was just like a filter. Mm-hmm. But the grease that was in that caught on fire, caught the top cabinets on fire. We were the last class to stay in those apartments. Yeah.
I never set fire to anything as a child.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was confused about Baba Yoga and Papa Legba.
I don't know.
Either.
You talking?
So
New Orleans.
For some of you, you may have also grown up with foster parents or group homes or a combination of such.
Yep.
And as you get older, you kind of know that you're going to do this thing that we just call aging out. And I'm sure a lot of people just call it that. They just age out of the system.
Yep.
And I knew I needed a place to go. So, like a miracle, 6 months before I turned 18, I was reading the newspaper, and I kid you not, there was a bachelor apartment available for $90 a month.
Nice.
I mean, what can I say, right? So I was like, I can afford that now. So I'm going to go get it now, because then later on I'll just be like home free.
Yeah.
So I get this apartment, and I don't know, maybe within a few weeks, because I was just over there so often, my foster parents and my social worker, I was just like, why don't you just live there?
Yeah.
And I don't know why it didn't occur to me. Like, I don't know why I was waiting for the magical number of 18, like turning 18 to move in. But yeah, I was already there. So I was pretty proud of myself that, I managed to kind of have a little setup, continue going to school, continue going to work.
That is cool.
Right.
I'm right here.
One day, just, everyone has that one day.
Yeah.
That one day. That one day when you come home for lunch to make yourself something and then head back to class. I didn't have a microwave because I didn't have the money for that. Like, I'm a foster kid, so I'm like garage sale galore. I had everybody's secondhand everything, and what I managed was a toaster oven. Now, if you're just moving into your first place, never put the paper towel over the toaster oven.
Oh, yeah.
Because as I went to leave, what's the last thing you're going to do? You're going to mop up your hands and mouth. You grab the paper towel and you go, wee! And as you do this, there's ample paper towel that will fall on top of this hot toaster oven.
Yeah, fuck.
And all these little tiny embers that are sparkling will, with just a of the wind, go up into the very flammable curtains that the landlord put up for me.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm like, I'm frozen. I still have like a piece of food in my mouth and a paper towel, and I'm frozen because I'm watching this. And I'm like, oh no. So I hit the taps and I just start dousing everything. Now my apartment is a mess of water and soot.
Burnt shit.
And I have to go back to class because, as a foster kid, everyone's looking at you real.
Make sure you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Like, you got a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
Because, and rightfully so, because there's some people who genuinely want to step in and help you. And then sometimes there's other people that just kind of want to get rid of you. So I didn't want to be kicked out. And I knew that, like, if I missed a class, that was cause. So I'm like, oh, screw it. So I lock up the apartment. I jump in my 1981 Buick Skylark.
That was a nice car, though. It was a nice car.
Yeah.
With the bench seats, yes. Yeah, uh-huh.
That was the one that looked like a Monte Carlo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a nice car.
And for $800, it was my car.
Yeah.
And I only, here's the sad part. I only had to go 5 blocks. Like, I literally had to just go 2 blocks over Main Street, 3 more blocks, and I'd be at school and in my parking spot. I had a parking spot. I paid for a parking spot. So I would literally never have an excuse to be late. And 2 blocks from the school, when I feel something really weird, my car is going forward, but it's in cement.
Oh.
And then when I look down, it's like, you're kidding me. A flat tire? Here, a flat tire. And now if I leave it sitting here, my car will be towed. This isn't happening. This
one
isn't
thing
happening.
after another.
Not happening. So I get out and I'm pushing my car to my parking spot with the flat. And I'm just beside myself, right? So I'm determined to get to class. So I'm I got my books, and I have a friend who's he had what we call the spare, where you don't have class. I threw him my keys. I'm like, can y'all fix this?
Help.
I must have looked so desperate because he's like, yeah, okay, sure. And I ran to class. Okay, so I'm like about 5-6 minutes late, and the teacher's got that look of
Watching you.
yeah, and I'm apologizing. I sit down, I got my books open, and I'm like, I'm here, I'm not gonna oof this up. I kid you not, like I just started to listen to the class and started to take notes. Intercom. For me.
Your place is on fire.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It happened to
Yeah.
my buddy in school. He left a candle lit.
Yeah. So I'm like, you're kidding, right? You're kidding. So the teacher says, well, just drive back home, deal with it, and leave your books, and we'll, come right back. And I'm like, I can't drive there. So I'm like, I take my books, I run into class, I'm running back to the apartment, and I get there, and I'm expecting fire. So I'm expecting all my possessions, everything toast, right? Well, I guess the lady who was next door, the way that they put these apartments up, I will say wall loosely, because do you remember that board? It looks like wood, but it's fake wood.
Yeah, it's paneling.
Paneling.
Plywood.
The whole other side.
They put up paneling between the wall that separated the two showers, because our bathrooms were sharing the same wall.
Jesus.
So not even a real wall, but paneling. But I mean, $90, I don't care, right? Now, there was this program at the time where they wanted to, what do they call it? Assisted living, where they take people who were living in an institute and help them to relearn how to live at home.
Yep.
So the nice lady next door who was in love with John Bon Jovi, and she kept her bags packed because he was coming to pick her up, and she had to be ready. You can guess what she played all the time.
Oh, yeah. You're like, living on a prayer.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And I mean, like, she was sincerely like a cute, kind of kooky old lady. She was, she really wasn't
obsessed with them.
She couldn't harm anyone if she tried. She really couldn't. She didn't have that kind of heart. But she'd make me laugh because whenever the guys would take garbage out, she would go up against the window that was facing the garbage in the back lane, because she had that side of the building, and she'd flash them. She would flash them her boobies, and she only did that for the guys. So I used to get this kick out of when guys would be over. I'd be like, "Oh, do you mind taking the garbage out?"
There we are. Get your cameras ready. That's awesome.
And I could hear her shuffle across the floor, and I could hear.
And you're like, she's going to do it now.
And they'd always come racing back, and they'd be like, and some of them didn't want to say anything. They tried to be polite, but that they got that look on their face, like.
They came upstairs and were like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to tell her. I get an eyeful.
Yeah.
I'd be coming up those stairs going, yeah, which door is that?
I get back to the apartment. I'm thinking, oh my God, it's all burned. And I'm thinking, oh, I hope she's okay. And there is like fire crews there. But when Miss Lucy smelled smoke next door, she just punched right through that paneling.
Oh, nice.
She punched right through. She turned the shower on. She turned the sink on. She turned all the sinks on.
Oh my God.
She
flooded your shit out.
Yeah, she did. There was about a half-inch water right through the entire place.
So no one even thought about the accident. They were just like, what the fuck?
Because when I got there, they were like, we weren't expecting water.
Jesus. You must have been like, what the fuck? Okay, let's go with it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it went right through the ceiling. It was leaking through the floor and everything. And I'm just like, okay, so what do I do? So I'm thinking fast, and I just literally piled everything I owned on top of like a love seat and my bed. Just piled it up all on there, and I was like, I'm going to deal with this later. That's
it. Back to school.
Yep. So I did, and I did. And like, I don't even know how I managed this, but I managed to take like my purse, my keys. At that time, we didn't have cell phones. I left my books, and I did run back to school, up the stairs, right back to my seat, apologizing again. Like,
You're like, sorry, no, it's good. It's just flooded.
and then I sit down and I realize like I don't have a pen, I don't have a paper, I don't have books. I must have looked so pathetic because my friend just kind of shoved me some paper. So I finished the class. I finished the day. I had to go through it the whole day without my books. Made me look so smart.
But that's a day from hell.
Well, school let out at 3:30, but I had arranged kind of a deal with one of my teachers to let me out at 3:15 because I actually worked next door at what would have been like a gas station burger joint that had pool tables and VLTs.
Yeah.
It was like the local high school hangout, right? So I had to go from there at 3:15, get over there before the school let out to, open and be ready.
Get ready.
And then I had to work there till midnight. Yeah. And of course, like if it was a really busy night and people were playing the VLTs lots and like drinking lots, then of course my boss would want me to work later because I could always like I hate crispy bacon. That was my trick. Like around 12:30, 1 o'clock, if you make bacon on a grill, how drunk people are like, it's like a beacon, right?
It's insane.
So I would like fry up bacon and make pancakes. And like pancakes are pennies.
Yeah. So
I could charge like an insane amount for a breakfast, which is just like bacon, pancakes, and coffee. So I was making them a killing, right? So, 1:30, 2 o'clock, kind of rolls around. I finally get to clock out and I walk home because my car is still now in the shop.
Right.
I get home. my car, I didn't even turn the lights on. I walk in and you just hear this.
Oh, Jesus.
Everything I own is piled up on my bed. I don't care. And the only thing I could think of doing, because like the landlord was kind enough to put more paneling up between our showers.
Damn.
So I'm sitting in the bathroom and I'm just kind of having one of those moments like you just don't even know what to do. You're just so tired and so stunned by everything. And then I was trying to have a cigarette. My cigarette wasn't even light. And then like this little crack between the paneling, these two little fingers push through. And there's this little pre-rolled joint.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah. And she doesn't even say anything. She says, I think you need this, dear. Like, she doesn't even say anything else. It just passes me it. And
that's a friend for life.
Yeah, pulls back
regardless
out.
of how screwed up they are.
And I'm like,
wow.
You know what? She's right. This is exactly what I need.
And I was going to say, you didn't smoke back then, did you? You had to, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely.
But like back then, I was not. It was like definitely just recreational.
When you could find it, for Christ's sakes.
I think I was 17 the first time I smoked, but like it was like I didn't have a lot of time between work, school. Like I didn't get to go to the parties. I didn't get to like go to the cool bush parties and all that, right?
I missed all that too.
Yeah, like the only way I could kick back, relax, and just be like, turn off, just
right.
That was my break. So, but I gave it anytime I had to give it up for like a job or a course or anything like that. That was no problem.
Yeah,
right.
I've been lucky. I'm a chef, so
yeah.
If you're gonna drug test all the chefs, I mean, you're not gonna have any cooks.
Well, let's be honest.
Right.
Like the best chefs have the munchies.
Right.
So.
That's the reason why I started. I was in high school and my father's pushed me. What do you want to do? And I'm like, I have no fucking clue. And my aunt, his sister, my aunt and uncle lived in San Jose.
Yeah.
And she brought me out there for a couple months and when I graduated, and I ate.
Is that what you trained? Like you first studied in San Jose, or are you?
I tried every food that was out there, from sushi to whatever, barbecue. And I was like, yeah. And she brainwashed me. And I said, I'm going to be a chef because I love food. And I wanted, my whole thing is, I'm not book smart, I'm hand smart. I can do Tana, just the bullshit that I come up with.
Yep.
How you make this task? I have no clue.
But what you like, just watching what you do to make like knives and make all this stuff, like it's oh my gosh.
I had my neighbors looking at me going, you make me feel bad. I'm like, why? They're like, I don't have anything. I get out of work and I sit on the couch, and I'm like, well, do something. They're like, how many hobbies do you have? I'm like, I have no fucking clue. I just like sitting still. I can't sit still.
I can count 5 of your hobbies already. So yeah, like there's infinite.
It's all the shit that I couldn't do when I was a kid. Like, I used to love watching Bruce Lee movies or karate movies.
Well, when you were a kid, who taught you? Like, did you self-teach yourself? Did you teach yourself to garden, or were you taught how to garden?
For plants and veggies, my parents. But I mean, I was young. I knew the basics. I didn't pay attention the way I should.
No. You say basics, but I've had city friends come out to like the rural area with me.
Yep.
And back when my grandmother, well, I call her Baba because I'm Ukrainian. Back when my Baba was still alive and well, but elderly, she needed some help harvesting the garden, right? So I'd like take 2 or 3 of my friends from the city and be like, "You want to spend the weekend with me?" And the cutest thing ever was my Baba handed one of my friends a shovel and a pail and said, "Go and get 1 or 2 rows of potatoes." And like, she didn't realize he hadn't grown up with a garden, right?
Yeah.
So I come downstairs for coffee, and she's looking out the window. She's got this look on her face, and she looks over at me and she says, "This is so cute." I said, What? And she says, "Well, I sent him out there for potatoes." I said, "Yeah." And he's got the bucket. Yeah. Why is he looking in the trees? I showed him where the plant was.
He doesn't know where they come from.
No, so I went out there and I said, "What, you need help?" And he says, "Well, she told me to look in these rows." And I said, "Yeah, and those are potato plants." And he says, "Well, they're not very big yet because there's no potatoes on them."
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you a magic trick, my friend. So I take the spade, I go whoosh. He was so amazed. Like, she asked him to harvest 2 rows, and he was so amazed. He loved it so much. He harvested.
Yeah, he was like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah. He just dug them all out.
When I oh man, it was 1997. I was working at a different town, executive chef at an assisted living. My head cook, straight out of Boston, had never gone.
We got a little haddock.
Oh man,
No.
never been out of the city. He's never gone fishing. Never gone ice fishing. I brought him through. I introduced him to all of that.
Okay.
Definitely has never been to deer camp to go up hunting. So I said, "Gary, you come and fucking hunt." He's like, "I don't have a gun." I said, "I'm not giving you a gun. You're going to come with me." And what do I wear? I said, "I got all the camos for you."
Yeah.
So I gave him regular military BDUs. We get up there and he's meeting everyone. He's getting along with everyone great. He looked like Billy Idol. Short,
okay. Now I can totally picture.
whitish spiked hair. Good guy. Really good guy. Funny bastard. So opening morning, no one's in a rush to get outside. The Bloody Mary's going all around. I go upstairs, wake him up, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I said, "It's open day. Get your ass up." He gets dressed and comes downstairs, and we all were crying, laughing. He was fucking decked out in camo. Looked beautiful. Had the backpack, all his gear. I didn't give him a gun. He had everything but the gun. What he did have, though, is a leather belt with studs all around it. And we were like, are you fucking kidding me? And we're dying. And he said something. It was perfect. I don't remember how. It was something like, you can take me out of the city, but you can't take the city out of me, or something like that. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're at deer camp drinking fucking white Bloody Marys, sick from the night before. And he's talking this shit. And they all knew he's never been out before. And I was like, dude, I love you. That day, we saw nothing. Coming back out of the woods, we had an old, the caps you put on the back of the pickup.
Oh, yeah.
The snow crushed one in, so we pushed it back out, carried it about 2 miles out in the woods, and set it up on blow-down trees. And then we dug underneath it, so it was a little fucking fort. Gary and I are coming out of the woods, and I hear something. I look over, and we call it the cap. I look over, and Richie's in the cap, and Brian's in the cap. So the four of us proceed to drink and drink and drink and get shit-faced. We took a little bucket and started a fire because it was getting chilly, and it was just ridiculous. Richie pulls out his 30-aught 357, squeezes a round off. I slam my head, fall back down because it scared the shit out of us. We're being goofy. We're yelling at people on the 2A radios going, if it's brown, it's down. In other words, I don't care if it's you. We're shooting it. If it's glowing, it's going. So if you're wearing orange, it's fine. We're still going to shoot you. If you don't want this to happen, bring us chicken wings and more Dr. McGillicuddy's. We always had a bottle of fucking root beer schnapps out there. We drank a whole fucking handle, four of us, of Dr. McGillicuddy. Cocked on top of the beers I had in my backpack and my pockets. Got into the root beer. We're yelling. Jerry, my buddy that introduced me, picks up the radio. No one was in the camp, and we're yelling at no one all day. Hey, what are you guys doing? We're like, Mahoney, we want chicken wings, and if it's glowing, it's going, so you better fucking bring them. I'm on my way now. We sat there for 45 minutes talking happy, and then I thought, I was like, he's not coming. And he didn't. My point is, coming out of the woods, this is how Gary met. This is how I introduced Gary to the mountain. That was day one. On the way out of the woods, you have to go down, and then the backyard is like this.
Okay.
It's horrible. After a long day, you're beat because we're on a mountain, and you got to make it up. And he looked at me. He's like, I don't see any reason for me to come back here again. All right. Last story about Gary. That winter, we were living on a lake. And you walk out our backyard, go down, and it was a peninsula of water that came in. And then we had a jetty that went out from our backyard. Right across our backyard. I said, Gary, I'm introducing you to ice fishing. So I'm chipping the holes. The same brother-in-law I almost killed out in the swamp, he's following us, setting up traps. So I'm hungover. I look at Gary, and I'm like, here, there's a strap, like the fucking Wii. So you understand, it's one of those wrist straps.
Yeah.
And just start fucking chipping. And I said, make the holes about this big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a foot across.
Well, I know exactly what you mean because I have those tools. It's just that and the reason I have them is because you've heard of Quebec ice storms?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it gets that thick on the driveway, you go out there, tap, and the whole thing just slides right down.
So I give him the ice chipper, and I said, start on the hole. I walk over to Derek, my brother-in-law, and he's like, what are you doing? I thought you were cutting them. I said, I gave it to Gary. He's like, don't give my fucking chipper to Gary. We both turn and see this. Derek looked at me, and my brother-in-law was like, what the fuck? And we're hungover. Derek's sober as can be. And I'm like, sorry. He's like, how the fuck? So, yeah. Gary's just like, I dropped it. And I'm like, go back to my house.
What the fuck was he thinking?
He wasn't. Go to the other side of the lake, walk up my backyard, grab the axe out of the kitchen. And I had him chip holes with the axe for the rest of the day. That was his punishment. When you swing the axe, it sprays you. So he was like this, completely frozen all day. And that was his last time ice fishing too. Oh, Bo! Bob Black Sheep. Is that a voodoo guy?
I don't know either one of those.
Time to turn on the lava lamps.
I need. Tiana, I still have that lava lamp. I got to send you, but honestly, I don't know where it is because I would have been lighting it up for me.
I got a new one too.
I need to set up a PO box.
Well,
I haven't gotten that set up yet.
I have a traditional oil one, but you know that you can't leave them on past a certain number of hours or the oil gets kind of blocky.
No, really?
Yeah.
All right.
You have to kind of like rotate between solidifying that wax in the ball in half, because if it goes all up, good luck.
Max.
No, like I messed up my lava lamp.
Welcome back.
When or whoever packed it didn't put it back in an original box with foam, so when when they moved the whole thing shook. So it took like a week to
come back.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. All right.
Yeah. They're kind of fissy that way. So I got myself another one so I can alternate one on, one off.
What did I have? The hello? Oh yeah. Can you reach it?
There we go.
Hey, Sean.
Hi.
How'd it work?
All right.
I just dropped the ball. Crap, damn it.
Oh, shit.
Okay, no. Whew. Oh, yeah, I did. I dropped the ball. And she survived. Ah, yes.
Nice.
Thank you, bubble wrap.
What kind of? You know what? I don't even know what the hell. It's not a regular bulb.
No, it's not. That's why I was like, oh, don't tell me. But it's like one of these.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a.
You got a big one like we have.
Yeah. So I got a new base plate, which is called Northern Lights.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I guess I can put that bulb in now before I break it.
Oh, what's that lightning thing I have also? My buddy gave me it.
A plasma bulb?
Yes.
Those are fun.
I gotta clean it.
Those are
It's
fun
dusty.
too. Yeah.
Oh, that's the top. All right.
Oh my god! I should, you know what? I should go over and put another coat of, or at least see how the glow in the dark works.
Ooh. Do you think if you shut off all the
yeah.
lights, we can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if it glows.
Ow. Who the heck was talking about magnet fishing last night?
Me.
Was that you?
Yeah.
I looked at my I ordered a nice flannel jacket, so I checked my Amazon account, and as I was going through the other shit I had 2 different magnets. One of them was in a case and a kit. It came with a grappling hook and hardcover case, the whole 9 yards. That was a single-sided, and then I think it was 75 yards of heavy-duty rope, and the other one was a
spider line.
You know what? I don't remember the brand. I zoomed in to try to figure it out so I could look it up to see how strong it was, and it was decent, but I don't remember what it was. I'll look it up again.
I think I have 2, maybe 3 different kinds of spider line for poundage. But what I don't know is how strong of a magnet should I get? Because I mean, technically, if you get something too strong and you click, like if it clinks onto something big and you can't pull it,
Yeah, sure.
then
Tie it onto the back of my truck and drive away. Don't break the rope. I don't know.
I'm not. Well, I was gonna try it on a paddleboard. That's why I'm kind of like concerned about. Yeah, but if it's too strong and I'm on my paddleboard, then I definitely have to cut it loose. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
With the green wig. So let me charge this thing up. I'm gonna take the wig off for now.
Ain't nothing.
There. My little glitter
Stop.
Mm. Now,
Tana, where did you get the tapestry behind you? The one with the stars and the Milky Way.
I got it off Amazon.
I love that one.
I do
Thank
too.
you.
That's one of the first questions I had for her. I'm like, where did you get that?
Yeah, it's like just sucks you right in.
Yeah. I got that one and another one that's in my bedroom.
Look at the mask. Look when he pulls back, you'll see how much it glows.
Yeah.
It glows a lot nicer too. I mean, you guys can't even.
No, when you pull back, you can totally tell. Look at this. Whoa.
That's the whole bottle.
Yeah, but
So-
the mask is
yeah.
good. Oh.
Max says magnets for what?
It's
Magnet fishing.
Yeah, they call it magnet fishing. You're not obviously getting fish, but anything in there that shouldn't be there. Sometimes you get lucky and it's an expensive watch or a piece of jewelry or a coin or a cell phone.
Solve a murder.
Sure. Belt buckles.
Lorraine. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, buddy.
Oh,
That's in my bedroom.
that's beautiful.
I've got it upside down, I think.
Just glows.
She found one. It was incredible, and then cheap ass company sent her something different. But the one she found was incredible. And they didn't fucking.
It was But
Donnie should. Donnie should have
they
something.
sent me were really good things.
Donnie should have something very interesting soon. His invisibility cloak.
Yep.
You can't be glowing. Too many lights on.
Well, you've added some
The better. I agree.
What?
Last time I saw the backdrop, it didn't have the 2 strands of lights.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Nala. Kitty.
One of his arms fell off, and I'm lazy. I gotta glue it all together. I have a 7.5 foot PVC fucking body down here. Huh. So this,
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of doing, what did they the video I saw, they used a bicycle helmet. I'm not going to buy a bicycle helmet to glue to a mask.
Wait. Why not? Because I have one I'm not using.
Well, I don't want to go out and spend the money to do that. So I was
But
gonna.
let me check the size on the one I have. I have three bike helmets. I don't need 3 bike helmets. So
Yeah, I
let me
don't
check the size on them. But what are you gonna do if you don't do that?
Well, I was thinking about in a baseball cap. It was a golfing one. I don't remember what friggin' Titleist or whatever. And I was glue that in here so you'd have something to put it on.
So
And then
like the beak
build
would
it out.
house it. Or is that how you mean
So it
like
becomes part of the mask.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to glue it here so when you instead of just an elastic holding it to your face, it's actually a hat too. Or like the biker helmet or something like that.
If you want a snug fit, what what do they call those? They're like a solid suit. They have like green, black. They're just one color. It's like a lycra. What if you had a hood from that? Like just a lycra hood.
Like spandex?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hey, wait a second. I have a what the hell is his name?
Or you know, also do maybe no, I'll put you down, baby. Oh, do you hear that growl? Just try to put her down. Like, how dare you put me down? Oh,
Not really. Slender Man. Slender Man.
okay. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Something like this work?
Yeah, but
Um, you know, for a
is it an
bunny in
apron?
your hair when it's long. But
Oh, like a do rag.
right.
What I wanted
Would
to,
that work?
what I wanted to do is have it some kind of some formed helmet.
Right.
So you like, put it on. Not even a baseball cap's too flimsy. I wanted something would hold form. But with a baseball cap, I could run some wiring around like they do, like a cup on a bra. How they have the wire. I could do that with a baseball cap for your head. And connect it.
I know what you mean, like something so that it would stay put.
So I have this thing, but
Okay.
Yep.
I wanted something solid. Maybe I'll just buy it because if not, if I just use this,
Yeah.
I can't build off of your head.
You're right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a form to make the head come back and wrap around yours, and then I'll
Now I see it, and that's why some people use a bike helmet because it's got that shape.
And then I'll use this for the dreads.
Yeah. Well, you guys got 2 minutes. I'll run and get the helmet if you want to see it. Because honestly, I'm gonna give it away if you don't want it. So just hang on.
Max, exactly. The stronger the thing, the better it is for a magnet. It still needs green. It's blotchy.
Yeah.
What did I do with the fucking paintbrush? Oh.
Mm. Thinking I should try one of these.
So I don't know if you could use any of this.
Yeah. Be perfect.
It's even got
Yeah.
the page, so if you can use that, I'll send you this.
Yeah, that would work. Definitely.
There you go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Alice,
Yeah.
have you seen these?
Skittles gummies. Oh my goodness, that'd be good. That's a good combination.
They look good. I love Skittles.
Yeah.
I do too. My neighbor brought this to me this morning. Oh my God. Mmm.
The smell,
They smell-
eh?
Oh my God. Mm.
Woo.
So, the green ones are green apple.
How oh man. How's the flavors?
Oh my God. I like the green apple. Mm.
Color explosion.
I'll be honest though, the flavor's not quite as intense as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Is it
That's
more gummy
right.
or more Skittle?
The color or the flavor?
The flavor is just it's not as with the regular Skittles.
Yeah.
You know that burst flavor you get when you first put them in your mouth?
Yep.
Yeah,
Not so much.
I get a handful of them in my mouth. Mm. Okay.
You know,
There's about 4 of the strawberry ones.
what's the other one? Those little squares. They're like, no, not Jolly Ranchers.
Starburst.
Starburst.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I saw there's a girl, I forget her name. Man. She makes them. She just melts down. I think she was using the oil from carts from the and she melts them down at a double boiler and then basically works them until the oil is absorbed and then pours them in a dish, refrigerates them, and cuts squares out.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't look difficult. That's what. And so I hear mixed things about using the oils in the carts without heating them. So I don't.
Well, I know that even though it doesn't have an effect on me, I honestly love the taste.
Oh my!
Like,
I got Tangy. Anything orange I love, but Tangy was insane. Oh, it was so good.
yeah.
She's really good. Carlos says, is that the
What was that?
like the 15th coat of paint?
Carlos, I bet you this thing weighs twice what it did.
Right. Justin paint.
I just always wanted to glow more.
Hey, I'm not arguing.
All
The only flavor
So-
they left out, and I'm bummed about it, didn't the cherry.
No cherry? Hmm.
Any red? Strawberry?
Strawberry, green apple, grape, and orange. And yellow is lemon.
I can give you a lemon, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm.
All right, what's next? They should do another mask.
Mm. Start on the white one. Yeah,
It's
not one.
fucking creepy as is.
You know, your Slender Man
Yeah.
looking over your shoulder is like, any moment I expect him to be like,
Come to life.
he's just,
Yeah.
yeah, he's really got to look to him. It's that whole shrunken head with the big shoulders.
This thing is, I think it's creepy as is.
It's definitely got a vanilla sky feel to it.
And honestly, it's 7'3", I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm 5'8". I'm not real tall. That'll give you some scale.
That thing is really tall. He looms. He just looms.
That means
I think you might want to
I mean,
change it.
waist. I'm like 4'11". I might come up to his kneecap.
Hannah, can you zoom in on that?
Honey, I can't zoom in. I don't have that ability.
But we can make the screen bigger. Here we go. Holy crap, that thing is creepy.
Well, okay. I want to do this. I want to put you on out for a second.
Do what?
Oh my god, that thing is so creepy.
Oh, fuck.
I mean,
Oh, whatever you have over there to make that face is like, I don't know. Oh man, that is.
I gotta do the eyes on this thing.
The details on this one. That is really detailed.
Yeah.
You get a little burnt.
Yeah, jagged. Nice. Yeah, if that guy moves, I mean, I'll be like,
Normally it would bother me.
I love the detail that you got into with each one of them. You know, each one of them.
Can you see the brow ring?
yeah.
I always look.
Look, check. Okay, that arm looks like it's like he's peeking out, and the other arm, I swear, if you put like a little animatronic on it, just waving a little bit. Oh man, that is so super freaky. You can imagine it, can't you?
Yeah. DK,
Yeah.
let's send you the link again and do a close-up with your phone. That way we can get a real good close-up view.
All right. I gotta
I'm
grab my
sending you a new
phone.
link.
Okay.
Can you imagine walking up to this thing at night?
Oh, I know, right? You know,
Dude,
shit
so-
their pants.
Oh yeah, because you just be like so waiting for something to happen. This thing is just massive.
Oh, and the thing was talking about putting LED lights in the eyes too,
Oh yeah.
so the eyes are going to glow at you on top of everything else. So yeah, that's going to scare the bejesus out of
This
a
is
few
a
people.
wicked setup. I love it.
And then he's got a oh, there he is.
Hey, get out of here.
Time says 3:20.
We're going on a tour.
All right, hold on.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Can we put that on single layout for a second?
Put a brow ring on.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I like the hood on him.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Like, I'm super impressed because some people can't even keep the, what do you call those? Those gravestones upright for the season. And you've got like full scale.
Right.
This is amazing.
Right.
Of course, I'm biased because this is not only my favorite holiday, but it's my favorite genre. Right. So, you know, but this is really.
Hang up the phone. Yeah. I love how detailed he gets with everything.
Yeah, it's also thought out.
And it's time to hit the bar.
Yeah.
All right, Night Train. Thanks for swinging in. Oh, Lorraine. I'm sorry. Where's Alice?
Here. There.
Okay.
I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, pardon me.
What the hell happened?
Okay, we're gonna get the
extra. Thanks for being here. Take care, be blessed, stay safe. We'll see you next time. He's trying to get his to adjust.
Yeah.
Happy 420. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, look at this thing.
There we go.
Kidding.
Oh, yeah. He's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, I just got to glue the arms on him. I'm trying not to glue the whole thing, but I'm just going to have to lie it on its side and tuck it somewhere, or just have it set up all season long.
Right.
Well, if I was your neighbor, I wouldn't complain, but I don't know how your neighbors feel about this kind of thing.
Wait until you see some of the shots of my neighbor's yard.
Really?
He's got get kind of crazy. He's got a whole army of the dead. Yeah.
No way.
Like, ordered the LED light for the eyes. Yet.
Sorry. Like, this is my broomstick army of the dead?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's super cool.
Like, oh shit, I don't think I took. How could I have not taken
Has he
pictures?
started putting his out yet?
No, not yet. What did Bo
Shop
say?
smart.
Yeah.
Second week in September, something like that. Second week in September. Yeah, I'm gonna shut this one down.
Okay. Okay, so am I removing the two?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Huh?
It already took care of itself. What I was asking you is, have you already ordered the LED lights for the eyes
No, I didn't.
for Uncle?
Trying to think if I have any of those because I know I got rid of a
Hey,
lot of stuff.
Donnie. Oh,
Extra big eggs.
this is my little girl rolled up like a taco.
Oh.
She's a cutie.
Yeah.
Donnie. So I had a.
From my full house.
I had my boss ask me if I would make a knife for her to give to her boyfriend.
Okay.
I'm not I said yes, but I don't want to. I don't mind.
Is it a custom order or is it like
That's all I make.
Okay.
But I'll show you I think I took a picture of it. It's it looks cool, but then it's not cool. So I told her I'd make her something, but it wouldn't be exactly like that. I didn't take a picture of it.
So you don't sell any that you make just like for fun that you have yourself maybe kicking around?
I used to, but I don't like selling them. I like keeping them all. Everyone is just off the top of my head as we go. So it's tough to get rid of them, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, I looked it up and it was like it wasn't Ginsu brand, but it was one of those pre-made knives.
Oh, a garber? Like a garber?
No, it's a, what's the name? I don't know. But anyways, I told her, I said, right now I have a few. I'm almost done. And I showed her two I wasn't ever going to sell, but I will. Amazingly, I think it's for hunting. And this is the first one I showed. The reason why the blade's taped up is because I got to finish sanding the handle. He wanted almost a cleaver. So I showed him this one also.
Wow. Yeah, that one's impressive.
But it's purple.
Yeah.
So now mine.
Oh my goodness.
I love that knife. That is so pretty.
What is the handle?
That was actually a piece of Corian from my neighbor's countertop. It was just a scrap. I had everything on this from walnut to mahogany to not this one. Well, yeah, a little oil at the tip. This was blued and Donnie. This was blued and also left in ferrochloride acid for a long time. And then all the file work on the spine.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And he says, LOL, DK's fingerprints are going to be all over the knife, and it's going where? LOL.
Yeah. So, anyways, 373 knives or steel, whatever. That was before I had someone write 373 on one of those crickets and print it out on a piece of vinyl.
Yep.
So I stick it on there and I etch it in with electricity.
Nice.
But anyways, those are the three I showed today.
You don't still happen to have that cricket, do you?
It's not mine. It was a buddy's wife, but I have the vinyl for it. I have the vinyl for it. I bought it cheap because I guess I didn't realize.
Do you want the cricket?
Oh yeah, I'd love to have a cricket.
I don't use mine anymore.
No, really?
Yeah, I've not taken it out of the closet in 4 years. I was going to get rid of that too. So
honestly, I'd only do it for that one thing. You can make me some. I don't know what to use it for.
I'm just happy to find homes for some of this stuff because let's see, one, two,
Exactly, it's a cricket. It's a printer.
That instead of using paper,
yeah.
use sheets of vinyl.
But you can create your image right there on your laptop, so you see it first, and then it runs the sheet with the vinyl through the machine, and it's this cool little back and forth cutter. This goes it cuts out the design. So
I've never even seen one running, but I know what it can do. It's almost the program using CAD for if you're into that. It's pretty much what it is.
Plus, I have all the attachments. So
Oh,
if
wow.
you have what do you call, not plywood, but like the hobby wood.
Yeah, like balsa and stuff like that, light words.
Yeah, I have the attachment to cut through that, to cut through foam, to cut through the vinyl, to cut through stickers. I had it all. I just don't use it anymore. So
That's why I thought about buying one, but I'm like, I'd only use it if I had one sheet of labels. I'd be done.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
But
so I don't.
you'll see. Like when you start using it, you might find other uses for it. So, but yeah, it's still sitting there. So good to know. I'll rescue it the next time I go back to the other house because right now I'm living this insane life between two houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's for sale, and we're hoping that maybe by fall we're only having to deal with one. But
You're having two sides. If you have to pay for them both.
yeah. But next time I'll take my phone for a walk so you guys can see why we moved, and you'll be like, oh yeah.
Good reason.
Right.
Sometimes
Cheers.
location's everything.
Yeah.
That is really freaking sweet.
Yeah. I saw a video on how to make a knife, so I made a knife. Then I was learning about it, and then I realized that that's a Spanish choil. Is that what it's called? It's for sharpening, so you stop it right at that corner. You don't sharpen the steel itself. Then I saw someone doing file work, and they made a vine. I made a vine on a knife. I only have pictures of the knife because I gave it to the guy that owns the house in Vermont. Good friend. What else? Everything. Watch videos on how to dab. And I called Tana and said, I got dabs. Let's do this.
And then he did it like a pro. It was fucking awesome.
Cough just like a champ.
Next time you do a Randonautica run, if you can, I'd like to go on video with you when you do it.
Deal. I'll go tomorrow if you want.
Fuck yeah.
I've never seen, I've just seen like this happened on a random.
I'll go tomorrow. I'll go live, and you can choose the intent, and then we'll see if I find it here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no problem. It's really before I downloaded the app and tried it, I did see other people upload their videos and talk about their experiences, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who knows? I was thinking kind of something equivalent to using a Ouija board or a spirit board. And it's probably just me, but it doesn't matter what spirit board I've tried. It does not work for me. Like,
Right.
I either get like 2-word answers and that's it. Like that the board is like done with me, or like it just doesn't want to communicate.
I was on one twice in my life. Once was with, I think I was 14, right before going on snowmobiling in Maine. My aunt, I was staying over their house. My aunt came into my cousin's room when we were freaking getting ready for the next morning. Sat down, brought the Ouija board out, and she's just goofing around. My uncle was pounding on the ceiling and shit.
Okay.
After that, I was with a friend, and they started messing around with it, and I didn't stick around. I was what I was doing.
Oh,
That's
shit.
the only time. All right. I don't know. I'm not going to say
Have you seen the video of the father, and he's captioning it? His daughter is upstairs with her friends playing with the Ouija board, and he's in there with the electrical breaker, turning the lights off and on, and
I'm not going to say the Ouija board is bullshit by any means, but
I don't know. I don't really understand. I've only owned like a few boards myself. They've never really worked. My thing is, my thing. The thing that connects to me the easiest is tarot cards.
Yeah.
I have like wicked luck with those. But I understand that other people, the board in the right hands, for some reason, it just comes alive. And I've seen it. I've seen other people with it. So
yeah,
I've only had it done twice. Once when I was in high school. Once when I was in high school, and then a few weeks back, Twin came on and read the whole thing. And when I was in high school, granted it was a friend's mom, she knew me, but there's no way she would have known these
particular.
It wasn't a matter of it. Maybe she guessed it. It wasn't predictions but she said some shit. I didn't get direct answers, but a roundabout. I can't even remember what it was. But I remember years later, I was like, "Oh, could have been a coincidence, though."
What you mean? She told you stuff that later on you were like,
It actually, like one of the questions, will I be rich? And she's like, I can't give direct answers for that. And she said, whatever card it came out, she's like, basically all it's saying is, you're not going to be rich, but you're not going to have an issue with it. You don't have to worry.
Nice.
And honestly,
I had a neighbor.
When I got out of culinary school, I said, she's a fucking liar, because I owed $50,000 and I made $8 an hour.
So
Then 10 years later, I was like, she's still a fucking liar.
I had a neighbor that one time she approached me in the lobby, and really sweet girl, and she goes, I have something I need to tell you. And I was like, oh. And she goes, yeah. She goes, a few years from now, you're going to have a couple heart attacks, but don't worry about it. It'll be okay. You'll survive. And she walked off, and I was like, what the fuck? That was roughly 4 years before I had my 2 heart attacks.
A little girl told you this?
She was 21, had been in the building for about a year. She subsequently passed away from, she had, it was juvenile diabetes.
But she had the gift.
She woke up, she went to sleep and just didn't wake up. but it gave me chills that she walked up to me, told me that, and just walked the fuck. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? You know, it was weird. And
I wonder who told her. Like, I wonder if someone she saw told her to do that for you to go tell you.
I don't know, but it gave me goosebumps when she said it, and I took it seriously as soon as she said it. But I was like, what the fuck? It was just weird.
So many times I've wanted to say to someone, you know, that's someone close to you, a friend or a family member that you know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times, you know, say hi to so-and-so, or, you know, if you find them, just tell them everything's okay or something. And I never did. And I always wanted to.
Well, you know how we always say, what's that question? When they have like, I don't want to say talk shows, when they have like interviews with mediums and psychics and people who basically, I group it all into one group and I call it divination, because I think the gift can come through different ways and different forms. I don't think it's like restricted, because it's like, if you think about it, it's like the ultimate expression of like creativity. You know, it's a communication, it's a language, but it's totally creative. So I don't really like box it into one particular way. But the question that they always keep asking people is, well, are you allowed to tell people if they're going to die? And I never really had an answer for that one until I got a reading that was bang on, spot on. And I mean, I know that she wouldn't mind me telling her name or situation now, because like she was very elderly at the time. So, you know, she was in her, I'm not kidding when I say 90s, when she agreed to do a reading for me.
Wow.
And I didn't ask for it, actually. I was asked, my caretaker's wife asked on my behalf, because I had some paranormal activity going on around me, and she wanted to help me out. And a good lady named Dot Doby said, sure, bring her by, you know, made an appointment and did a full reading using this enormous crystal ball. Like, I'm not exaggerating. She took the cover off and this thing was just massive.
Yeah.
She used tea leaves. She used tarot cards. She had a pendulum. Like, she did it all. And the whole time she was doing this stuff, she wasn't telling me anything. She was just doing it. And at the end, she gave me the most spectacular reading of my life. And one of the things she kind of gave me a warning, like, if you see, I'm not going to say it because to this day, I still avoid this one thing, so I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
But she said, if you see insert, avoid it like the plague. Do not keep it around you. Don't keep it in your living space. Like, put space between you and this.
Don't even go near it.
Yeah. And I kind of was like, oh, okay. And she's like, no, dear, write these down. And she like had me she gave me a piece of paper and a pen and had me write down 3 things to avoid. Okay. Now, a year later, I was actually still avoiding these things and doing these things she instructed me to do, when one of them came true and it saved my life.
Yeah.
So I had that list in my wallet. I took it back out. I reread it, and it was like, okay. So a year later from that, the 3 things I was still avoiding, the second one that I was avoiding again saved me. Well, it definitely saved me from like injury, but it could have been death again.
Hey,
so,
twin.
Yeah.
The third one has not happened. I don't want it to happen, and I'm avoiding all 3 like the plague, because that's my answer. Yeah. Like, someone can't tell you are or aren't going to die. They can say there's things in your path that
avoid.
Things can happen. There's chances. There's risk. Yeah. So I put it that way.
You know? No, that's legit.
I always, I don't know. Who the hell? Other than the residents at work, the last
I'll be right back.
person that passed away that I was close to was my dad. Before that, it was years before that. A really, really close friend, he overdosed, and I always wanted to say, "Dad, say hi to Dan for me."
Yeah.
And he would have been like, "Yeah, definitely." But I never, you don't want to bring that shit up. So I would never have asked my dad, "Hey, say hi when you die." You know, it just doesn't sound right.
Right.
Twin, you know, it's. I don't know.
I think they're.
Or say to him, "Come back and try to say hi, and this will be, the sign."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I never had an agreement with anyone like that, except that, not one-on-one. There was a joking agreement between 7 of us when we were in high school, and we were considered the weirdos. We were the paranormal weirdos, the Scullys and Mullers. Nobody really took us seriously. Nobody really wanted to be our best friend. We loved geeky science and shit like that. So we had this joke between us that, I think maybe we watched Flatliners and we're like, yeah, well, if I kick the bucket kind of thing. And, you're drinking, you're smoking, you're going around the room just thinking of what you would do if your time came.
Right.
And this is probably good. Well, I have to say that everyone was older than me. So when I say high school, I mean, I was in junior high, they were all in high school, but you know how it kind of works out. So,
right.
This is 3 years
Fuck you, Donnie.
later. I'm in high school. It's the same year that I moved into that my first apartment, my $90 apartment. This is probably a good year into it. So I'm 18 at the time. I got friends over. We had been out at a party. We came back to my place to crash. That's what it was. Because I lived by myself. I had no parents. I had no,
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, of course, you guys can all come over, crash, and then we'll wake up in the morning. So there's people, an insane number of people trying to crash on a love seat, on my bed, on the floor. We're sprawled, right? Like teenagers do. We just kind of pick a place and sprawl.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure that we had some good skunk earlier that night. Oh yeah, we did. We did. We had great skunk because what I remember from it, one of my friends went to 7-Eleven, stuffed his trench coat with an insane number of cheeseburgers and came back and fed us. But at some point, I will say morning, night, depending on how you look at it, it was dark. It was definitely dark. We were kind of semi-passed out. And the fridge light, because, what do you expect for $90, right? It's a fridge from 1950 something. You open it up and it's got I don't know, the brightest light you can think. Just hits you, right? It lights up the whole room. So we're wanting to pass out at this point, and this bright freaking light just illuminates the room, and we're grumbling, freaking get whatever you're gonna get out of the fridge and shut the door. But the door doesn't shut, and they're grumbling. So I'm thinking, well, it's my apartment, my job to
get up and shut.
So I get up. Well, I don't get up. I sit up, and there is the shadow of one of my friends standing in between the door. And he's not hanging on to the door. The door just it's open free, and he's standing in front of the fridge, just staring at the fridge. And I'm like, hey, but just get whatever you want and then shut the door, please.
Yeah.
And he didn't respond, but he stared there for another 2 minutes. And then instead of shutting the fridge door, he just walked out. Like he walked out of my apartment, but he did shut the door that time. And I thought, that's really weird. Like, I wonder if he's mad at me or like he didn't say anything. Like, that's weird. So I kind of got up and kicked the door shut and went back to bed. But the weird thing is we got a phone call, I guess about 10 o'clock that day when we're all trying to sober up with coffee. Apparently they found him overdosed 3 days prior. So we don't know how he did that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But we were close. You know what I mean? Like we were all so close that it really
Weird.
felt like he was there.
Yeah.
When my buddy died, we came back after the wake, the funeral, the whole 9 yards. We got back to my house, and there's a bunch of us standing on the back deck, and not this house, place we were renting, and right beside us there was the 2-car garage that was downstairs, upstairs, that was converted into 2 apartments, and on the roof of that there was only 12 of us on the back deck, and on the roof, massive crow. It was a raven or whatever. It was a crow, but it was fucking huge. He landed on the top and just started screaming, and we all looked up, and I was like, "Oh shit!" He just sat there and screamed for about 10 minutes, and we're all like, "What the fuck is this thing?" And then he took off, and I was, "That was Dan. That was Dan." No doubt.
Yeah.
Some weird shit. He was the thing you throw a rock and fucking move. He was just like, "Fuck you. I'm staying." He just sat and screamed. Weird. Creepy. I'm Garfield right now.
Like, somehow, whatever bonds we form with people here, it's like that thread is somehow some people can make their way back on that thread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of like a telephone system, and if you're able to kind of like relax and tune into it, or the opposite, you're not thinking about it, you're not aware of it, you're just going about your day and it hits, and you're just kind of like, "Whoa, what was that?" You know, have you ever done that thing where a best friend and you who always you all like calling each other back and forth all the time, day and night, and then you do that thing where neither one of you dialed, but you pick up the phone. Well, this is back when, when it was a landline, and it was creepy because you pick up the phone and be like, "Hi," and they'd be like, "Hi," and you're like, "Well, did you call me? I didn't dial yet."
It's happened to me a few times with the cell phone.
Right.
And it was probably just, how does it, I didn't even hit a button. It was already, they were like, "Hey." I'm like, "How the fuck?"
How does it happen?
Because they're all listening to us through our phones and they're dialing it for us now. Man. I'm sorry, I'm joking. It is creepy as hell.
Oh, no. I used to get so bored and so, I don't know, maybe my girlfriends and I were just, maybe we're all like a little weird, but we would get so bored. We would do that thing where you call the numbers line, like, you know, where they're like 7, 7, 7, 7. And we're just like, it says 7 times and 8 times. We just get such a kick out of it. I don't know why. We're like, listen to this.
There was all fucking different phone numbers to call. Fucking what do they call it? Chat? Not a chat line.
Oh.
I forget the fucking line. It was, oh my God, what is the name of the thing?
Oh.
It was like a chat line almost where you talk to people.
Yeah. But like you weren't talking directly, like you would record, hit send. And
yes.
It was like an interactive chat room.
It was something. I had a someone called the house when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And my sister and the girl I was dating, this is high school years, was there, and they're both like, who What was the fucking name? Rhonda? Raquel? It was something like, no, it wasn't Rhonda. It was like more. I guarantee, if I could think of it, neither one of you has ever met. Well, you might have met one person by the name. It was just that obscure.
Okay.
Yes, a party line. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I said that.
Did you think?
I
was
said
thinking
party line.
a chat line, like, but the party line. Yeah.
Chat line.
So-
Party line. Yeah.
So they're like so and so coffee. I'm like, oh, well, there's a fucking name. I always want to say Rhonda. It's not. It was oh my god. And I'm like, who? Oh, it was a Police song. Her name's in a song by the Police. Roxanne. Oh my god.
Ooh. Okay, that is an unusual name.
And I looked, I'm like, what? And I was like in high school or just out of what? I was in high school. And I'm like, who, Roxanne? No, never in my life. It's a name from the TV, you know? And yeah, I don't, it was just weird. Because once you call,
I went to school named
the one I was on when
actually.
you called once, people ended up, how they got your number, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It was nice to come home and say, hey, whatever her name is called you. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know who it is. Like, yeah, that's right. I got a phone call. No idea who it is. Cheers. Time out.
Yes.
Did you meet
Little
Roxanne?
Roxanne's.
You know what's weird is later in life, probably 10 years later, I did meet a Roxanne, but she was not calling me. She was, if she was 20, she was probably 40. So I'm 50, she's probably, I don't know, 70, 80, 100.
60, 70, 80.
I hope she doesn't know
Yeah,
who I am.
It's different than men do.
Can you imagine if her name and her picture just popped up right now? What'd you fucking say?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. If I think about all the people I've met in real life, but first from the internet, versus all the people I've met randomly. Honestly, the randoms are way more weird.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Roxanne? Did you ever meet anyone named Roxanne?
Oh, yes,
I actually did.
but that wasn't her. That was her stage name. So
But even
Don't
so,
count.
oh, it's got to count.
I don't know. That was just her stage name.
Yeah, I know someone he used to call Sequoia.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like 6'8". 6'8". And you regret looking up. You're like, oh. Not being mean.
My roommate was
Robin,
6'5".
Rachel, Rose, the Roxanne. Nope. What?
I had a roommate who she was 6'5". She wore size 13 boots.
That's a tall woman.
Yeah, she had naturally red hair, Scottish. She was well built.
Where is it?
Mm.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, I'm gonna do
So
that.
I bought a little roll of this. I think it was $8. And then I made
That's
I just
the stuff.
free-handed a Jason frickin' what was it called? You know, on his
Yours?
mask, the V, the
Yeah.
whatever.
It's not going to be for his mask.
Chevron. The shape is a
Oh, Chevron.
chevron.
Um,
Crap.
But DK,
Yeah.
remember when I was mentioning the wrestler, the Sting, the other day?
Yeah, Sting.
Yeah. Might be another possibility if you because he had a lot of different looks that easily could have been.
You keep breaking up. Whoa. Rachel
Shit.
Rose.
He had a lot of different looks. Easily could be made into a mask form because a lot of the different makeup that he adapted for a while. Do you know who Sting is?
Who was he? I don't know who he actually was. Like as a real person.
Oh, let me see.
Alice, she's talking about the wrestler.
It's a wrestler.
The Warrior?
Sting. He did do the paint. Oh, did he have a mask? Same idea.
They did the tattoo transfers.
Yeah.
I guess that makes more sense if you're wrestling. You can't use like oil paint.
No.
Well, that was one of his last looks that he had.
Oh, yes.
Didn't he have red also? I'm not thinking of
he's
Kane.
had
Kane's a mask.
Undertaker never needed one.
Yeah, no.
Here was another look he had.
I remember that one. That was so that's the tattoo transfer that they used to put on.
Yeah.
Because like by the end of it, sometimes pieces of it would be like hanging off their face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It started out he just did Bar's face, and then it morphed into oh shit. Hold on. It morphed into
I only ever got to meet one professional wrestler in person ever, and it wasn't even at a match. It was totally just by mistake. It was a hotel in Bismarck. Yeah, Bismarck, and it was my foster sister and I. We discovered there was a room that was like an arcade or something, and we were going to the Green Desk to we were Canadian, so we had to go get American quarters to play the arcade. And we're like, maybe the Green Desk will take pity and give us some exchange here. So we're standing in line, and it was actually quite a long line. But for some reason, I don't know why, like I put my elbow up and leaned. Oh, I swear, I thought it was like a brown column. You know how hotels have just random column? That's what I thought it was.
Right.
So I put my elbow
a pillar. Pillar.
I put my elbow up to lean, but I remember it was all of a sudden slippery like polyester, and I slipped. I was gonna hit the floor, but this ginormous hand caught me and just put me back up. And that's when I looked over at my foster sister, and Liz was just white in the face staring. She couldn't speak a damn word. And I was like, what? And she just points. And I look, and it's Andre the Giant. And I leaned on him by mistake. And I was just like, damn, I'm so sorry. So sorry. I can't believe I did that. So it was pretty cool. We got to see him in the pool later on. He was taking little kids from from the shallow end. He was like taking them down to the deep end, and he'd stand in the deep end, and he would take them and throw them back to the shallow end. It was crazy.
I think it was Boston. It was at the Boston Garden. Oh, this is a long time ago. Back when Sable was in, it was, oh my God. It was Sable and not China. I can't remember her name. It was so long ago.
I remember China, but there was her opposition.
It was Sable. There was Sable was blonde. There was a brunette with her. I can't remember. And then the
owner's daughter, wasn't it?
No, before. Oh, yeah, Stephanie. It was
Stephanie.
It was Stephanie.
Yeah, it was Stephanie.
And that it wasn't the fucking not the Hardy Boys. The fucking Edge and
Oh,
is that the Hardy Boys? Yeah, Edge and Christian.
I remember Christian. He was kind of cute.
he ran. We were leaving the garden, going down the exit, and it's just a fucking spiral. But you got to the next floor, and they were going from one door across to the other one. And I just looked. I was like, "Hey!" And everyone rushed them, and they went through the door and shut it. I was like, "Fucking idiots!"
Oh,
If they didn't act like fucking animals, we could have taken a picture.
right? Damn, so close.
You wanted a finger, Mike Tyson?
Oh, could you imagine meeting him?
Tyson. I'd love to meet Tyson.
Like, from what I've seen from him lately, he's a wicked storyteller.
Yeah, that's why I love to meet him.
You know who else I'd like to meet? Like, if I could, just low key without, fans. I would love to pick Joe Rogan's brain.
All right, here's Bill Burr.
Oh,
And they're both from Boston, but Joe Rogan, fuck yes. I mean, his career has just been low key, but he's done so many different things.
Jack of all trades.
And fucking Bill Burr is a riot.
Oh yeah.
Any of them. Fuck. I'd love to meet any of them.
I haven't met very many celebrities. I mean, unless you count maybe. Well, I had to cater for the Kentucky Headhunters when they were performing for the Dauphin Country Fest. That was not a pretty sight.
What do you cater food?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my job was to go because the performance was in what they call the outdoor amphitheater.
Yep.
So it's at the base of the hill. And the kitchens that supply the food and everything was up at the top of the hill. And they somehow didn't quite figure out that this would be a problem. So me, the teenager, borrows my boyfriend's Trans Am with a row bar and everything, great sound system. And I load it up with food and I drive carefully down the hill. And I set everything up and I feed people and I take all that back up the hill and I do it over and over and over again.
Oh my God.
So at one point, the Kentucky Headhunters were performing and they came through for brunch, we'll call it. I just never seen anything like it. I'd never seen food flying like that. I'd never seen people pushing food into their face like that. I was just like, I'd never been exposed to anything like this. So that was quite an experience.
What did I fucking at one point I worked for a hotel. The closest I got was Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, in their room in the hotel. She was pregnant with her daughter, and she asked me to make some. She didn't want anything on the menu. She asked me to make something else. So basically, what I did was it was a vodka sauce. It was a beurre blanc, which is just a basic white sauce that you'd use on fish or anything, with fresh lemon. And then I twisted it. Instead of all wine, I used vodka. I added garlic, so it was like a white, creamy scampi sauce. Some diced fresh tomato, tossed pasta and shrimp. Sent it up, and she called back and wanted 2 more plates. She's a pig.
Well, I might have been just a teenager, but
Different football teams, but I couldn't go on and say hi. Never.
no, I didn't. I knew better than to like star chase if you're trying to work. So I deliberately tried not to do that. But even though I was just a teenager, I was smart enough to realize that by day 2, the security company never organized enough personnel to go around and provide breaks for the security to go and get like refreshments, lunch, you name it. Yeah, anything. And I was like, you know, these guys, they're not even sitting in the shade. They have no umbrella. They have to wear this uniform, and they're baking.
Yeah.
So
Take care of them.
yeah, so when I had a break, I filled up this big cooler full of like water bottles and pop.
Exactly.
And then I went to the kitchen and I explained to the nice little old babas in there that the security outside are really starving. And
of course we're going to be like, yes.
Right? Because you know Slavic women are like, oh, well, we'll feed you. We'll feed
Jesus.
You. So they started making these like beautiful subs with like meat and tomato and lettuce. It was just beautiful. And wrapping them up and keeping them chilled. So then I used my boyfriend's car to go around and I gave all the security lunch. And then I go back and do water and I go back and do refreshments. And so I just kept it up while I was working. So then the first day I had off, I went into town and I grabbed all my friends and I'm like, pile into this car, baby, pile in. They're like, what? We're like, you're going to a show. And they're like, we can't afford that. You can now. Pile into the car. So I drive out to this massive festival. And of course, none of them have bracelets or tickets or anything, but we got the car. So all I have to do is pull up to the checkpoints where the security guard is with the tub of water and drinks.
And drive in.
And they don't care. They don't care. Right? So I was taking them down backstage and I like dropping them off there and being like, just sit here, don't do nothing, don't touch nothing, just sit here, sit in the bushes, don't look at anybody. And I would let them be able to like listen to the show while I ran the catering. And at the end of the night, I would get them to like help me do the final cleanup so that we could like just go join the party, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know how fabulous this is? I'm getting paid to do this, you know? So it was like my epic summer job that year.
There's a place.
Yeah.
There's a place maybe a mile and a half from me. It's same idea. It's what are the Great Woods or Xfinity Center? I don't know. Someone throws their name on it every couple of years, but it's been there for years. They have concerts there, and the parking lot is so big that they have to have people out there for parking. They do swap meets. It's just the place is huge. I never got to work there when I was a kid. I wasn't in this town, but that right there, it's the perfect summer job for a kid. And if you're old enough, you can still go in there and you can have beer, you know, a concession stand.
Yeah, it's
here, see the show.
Jobs like that, I love them. Like I remember one night I was there all night because I think I might have finished around 4 a.m. So I figured, what the hell? Why go back and come back, right? I'll just gonna stay. And I was like swapping American cigarettes for Canadian beer. And at one point it was like 6:30, and all the performers still up obviously wanted breakfast, but they couldn't go into town because it was just, it'd be insane. They get swamped by fans, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no problem. Breakfast I can do. Like, I can't do what the ladies do for lunch and for supper. That's far beyond my talent, but breakfast I can do. So I just went up and I opened up the kitchen, put on the bacon, put on the eggs, put on the pancake, like just a standard traditional breakfast, right? And I remember someone walking in saying, who do we bill this to? I'm like, me. You bill it to me. So I had all of this food billed to me, and they didn't understand what I was doing. But I went down and I catered that breakfast till like damn near noon, and it didn't even take until supper. All the performers called the coordinator to thank her for opening up the kitchen and providing them hangover food for free. And she's like, "Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome." So of course, when I met up with her later, I just handed her the bills and I was like, "Please make this go away." but
she must have freaked out.
She did. She totally did. And
I was like, what?
Yeah. But it was kind of nice because like she didn't go snooping for the bills for the submarine sandwiches that I fed the security guards. So it was kind of like a win-win.
Yep. Didn't have to worry about
That's cool. Mrs. Mercer.
She had a big storm there.
I saw. Did she lose power? Or?
I don't know. Time it would be. Time I'd love to do that.
What? She's like tapping my arm and running away. You're silly.
I'm gonna check that paint.
Yeah.
You suppose it might be the second last coat?
That's what I'm thinking. One more. I want to be done with it.
Yeah.
It needs to get mailed.
Yep.
Needs to be mailed out.
Yep. Giggity. I'm so fucking excited.
Oh, I'm empty. I have to go get a new jar. What do I want?
Load another bowl anyway.
I'm gonna make a drink.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a minute.
All right.
Okay. What do we got? Why can't I read? Okay, so we got some Crystal Kush. Or
Be right
back. More of the Acapulco Gold there. And if I could read this one. Oh, I got a little jar of Bubba Kush.
Oh, definitely.
Bubba Kush, right? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Here we go. Let me see if I can find a label.
Fuck yeah. Bubba's is definitely a good pick.
And I don't know if you ever get a chance to see this, but in Canada, it doesn't matter where you buy. It's just like the cigarettes. There's this little seal right here. You can with the Canadian, our little Canadian flag on it. So you can see if it's been broken or not. So this one hasn't been broken yet. So as soon as I crack it, you can see it.
Nice. Yeah.
That way you know that there's nobody cracked this before you. So, and I mean, there's still
Right.
the lift off.
Oh, nice.
So it's really sealed well. I'm not unhappy about the packaging so far. There we go. Oh, that first hit when you first take the.
Hey, you.
Yep. No, I'm not gonna lie. There's something about walking into a cannabis market and the smell of weed that immediately hits your face because everybody's cars and you're allowed to fucking they'll hand you a nug to hold and look at and smell and
Yes, it's just I love it. I love it.
I really and we had a smoke room, a dab bar, all that shit. They used to have comedy nights where we would go in, we'd bring our own meds, but they would have people do stand-up comedy.
That's amazing.
You know,
That sounds
must be
awesome.
so much fun.
a lot of time, food and drinks that they would bring us, and it was just so much fucking fun.
That sounds cool.
Oh, that's pretty.
Nice little leaf on, nice little crystal. It's pretty. Yeah.
And I know she said you like your sativas. You're a sativa girl.
I do if I'm working out. So, okay. The past year, it's been rocky for everyone. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody's had an easy go of the last 2 years.
No.
But sometimes opportunity comes when it's just not. It doesn't necessarily come when you want it to, but it comes.
Right.
And we suddenly we had been looking for a home by the water because
Right.
we're just that's us. If given a chance, where do we want to be? We want to be on the beach. And then
Right.
At first we tried to look for like a little cabana, just a little getaway. And we couldn't find that. And then we were like, well, if we have to actually move, like sell the house and move, that's okay too. And in that time, this place I'm sitting in suddenly became available. So it was like we had to decide right there within the span of a few days, yes or no. And so like we were both, okay, yeah, we'll do this. So we were here and we're still selling the other place. But in that time period, my husband got the second dose of Pfizer. And although it's going to protect him beautifully against COVID, he's one of those poor souls who has the extra effects or like reaction. He's an extra strong reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, it kind of left him with sort of a long hauler situation, and he's just coming out of it now. So for the last 90 days, he's been really, really sick. And I haven't been able to get to any of my like supportive kinesio, physio, osteotherapy, like all those wonderful trades that keep my body wanting to move.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the access anymore because I don't drive. I am a chronic smoker. I wish I should never be behind a motorized anything. The closest I get to transportation other than 2 feet in a heartbeat is my Fat Boy bicycle. It's not electric, it's assisted. It's like not a true electric bike. You don't have an accelerator anymore. But if you're paddling and you turn it on, you've got a lot of oomph.
Yep.
So I get some good speed, and the Fat Boy tires on her make it so that I can just kind of seamlessly transit between like a road and off-road, the beach, the whatever terrain.
That's good though.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I got a helmet. I have a helmet on, and I haven't damaged or injured anyone yet. So, I think it's a
That's your
win.
bonus. Seriously, doesn't matter how
Right.
you do it. You just got to do it. I have to start. I haven't done shit.
Well, the reason I go through so many helmets is, well, they work for one. Actually, the first day out on my new bike,
Yeah.
uh, it was a 2020 Bigfoot Norco. I got maybe, I don't know, I didn't even get it like a kilometer or a mile away from my house. There was like this opportunity to get off the road, and as you drive in towards our town, there's this like statuesque rocks on a hill with flowers and stuff.
Right.
And I was just like, I bet you I could take that hill. And I was kind of like cruising down a hill anyway. So I was like, I could get some good speed before I pick back up. And then I could just like
Right.
hop the curb with these tires, no prob, which I did. But then when it came to the hill, I misjudged the incline of it. So I didn't lean forward enough on to the handlebars. And when I took the hill, and this is the first time that me and the assist kicked in. Yeah, the assist. Oh, so it like jettisoned me up a hill. I fell back down, cracked the helmet. The bike came down on me. Beautiful sight there for everyone on the highway to see. It took some learning.
You didn't get seriously hurt though, right? You're right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. How can I put this? Can you get seriously hurt if you've already had a head injury?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I looked at it is, it's gone untreated for this many years. Can it get any worse?
I hear you. Have fun.
Yeah.
You can't bubble wrap yourself forever. And I did have a helmet on, so I mean, bruised. Yeah, I was pretty bruised, but
shit's gonna happen.
oh shit, yeah. And then I mean, we didn't call it quits right there. I just got back on. Granted, my husband had to stop, and we had to like straighten the bike back out because like I kind of worked it came straight from the licensed dealership, like where they like assemble it, like it arrives in a crate and they put it together.
Yeah,
so
the factory.
So it was like perfect. It was like perfect settings. This thing should have been like beautiful forever, and I take it out in less than 20 minutes and smash it. So
oh damn.
Looks like a pretzel.
But we kind of just straightened it back out and kept going. And good sport. I mean, if you like mountain biking, you definitely want to try Fat Boy tires out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
They are cool looking. I don't know how they ride though.
Oh, in the winter, like a dream. Like a dream. In fact, if you want this winter, I'll put the GoPro on when I take it out, because in the winter it's just me and occasionally it's like a snowmobile.
Yeah, definitely. I got to. I haven't owned a bike or had a bike in a long time.
Knight says she's killed enough zombies for a day. Donnie says, pick yourself, wipe off in my ass. See, Donnie, that's why your knee's all fucked up, is because you didn't give yourself the rest. Sometimes you gotta get rest.
No regrets. No regrets, man. Like, here, I want to see this one. Look at this messed up elbow. I smashed the ball, and
Oh
then
fuck.
when all the little
Couple of-
pieces were like puzzle pieces, they came together, except for one. So one was floating around in there.
Ow!
So like you would go to move your arm, like say if you're trying to swim, right? You try to like do a backstroke, you take your arm out of the water and it would lock, so you couldn't bend your elbow. So I had to go get surgery, and they they sliced from here to down here to get this little piece out. So I've got a nice little Frankenstein happening there.
Ouch.
No, actually, that's kind of cool because you think, how do I put this? I can tell you honestly, a break hurts less than a sprain.
Yeah.
I
I had
agree.
the misfortune. Nate and I had gone to, and I stepped off I was driving, and I stepped off the fucking curb, which was 6 inches.
Yeah.
You know, didn't see it, and my foot went one way and my ankle went the other.
Yep.
Oh.
And they thought at first I had broken it, and then come to find out they said I would if I had broken it. I pulled every tendon and muscle I had in my ankle, both.
Oh.
I had my leg in a cast for 3 fucking months.
Oh,
Damn.
And same day, I got my leg out of I re-injured it on the hospital grounds on my way to the car. I didn't even make it back. Yeah, I didn't even make it back to my car. And I went. Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah, honestly, trying to manage
that was a tough thing.
that kind of pain, that's pain. That's yeah.
So yeah, I you bought New World, but it's been put back till it comes out. Oh, okay. They're pretty good with the Donnie bend over. Oh, damn.
Yeah. Night. I was just gonna say I love your response. Bullseye! What a chicken dinner. Oh, fuck.
Oh, damn, that was funny. Oh my god. Hey, Nitro Cookie! Extra big hugs to you. What? How are you doing? How's your going? I can't wait for Bud Night.
Okay.
Just ordered it.
Nitro.
What is yours? Because mine is like sort of like that. And I'm curious. What is yours like, DK? Because I
Mine's
see
all
it. I see
it's
it under
all-
the sleeve. Oh,
It's a bunch of cover-ups
but I love it.
right in the center. This was done with Indian ink and a sewing needle.
Oh, wow.
And then the name used to say Sean
Uh-huh.
for my son, but it says Gene now because the ink and the S just fucking bled out.
Blended?
So it looks like a Gene. So, who the
Yeah,
fuck's
I honestly thought it did say Gene because I'm like,
Yep. That started about 2 years after I got it. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
I had mine done twice
Yeah.
because it faded from me. Well, it's thin skin, it's in the sunlight, so it totally just faded out. But I went to get another tattoo, and when he saw this one, he's like, "No, we're doing that one today." So I sat for this one twice. The first time, no problem. But you know the second time when you already got the scar tissue?
It's so this one, if you get up close, it's blotchy because my skin doesn't take ink very well at all.
Okay.
I was laughing at this guy.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. That's mine too, though. Like, I swear to you, it's not bad. I mean, what year did you get that?
It looks the same. It hasn't. Oh, it's bled out. So
Yeah, well, let me
the
see.
center. The center. This is a cover up from
Same. It's really the same. And this is 2006.
that was from like 88, 89. Just sitting at my kitchen table doing this.
Wow. See, like yours sat pretty good because mine chunked out there too. That's only 2006.
But it's it's a mess.
It's a good size. I like it.
Yeah. Night. I think Tana, show me a tattoo, baby.
She's got nice ones. I like hers.
She does.
Yeah.
There's
I love that one.
Dragonfly.
Yes.
I don't know if I can show it. It's at kind of an awkward angle.
It does
Actually,
show.
no, let me make it a little bit easier. Hold on. I know this. Hold on. Oh shit! What the fuck? What did I just do? No, I wasn't right. Like a duck. Come on.
To go like make it like you did last time, full screen. Should be.
I'm gonna send myself. I'm gonna send another link. I can kind of. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, I'm stoned.
What are you doing?
What fuck am I? I don't fucking know. Ugh. Okay.
I am baked. Oof.
So where did you get the dragon?
Yeah, I am pretty baked.
What's that?
The dragonfly. I got it in I got it in White Center, and let's see.
Where'd you go, Seattle?
Getting it. Okay.
Night. Johnny, just remember, clench your teeth. Clench your teeth. If you do anything, clench your teeth.
I'm afraid to look.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, I gotta turn the mic down. Turn the mic down. Put the fuck down. Oh, fuck did I just do?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I think you were.
I booted.
Yes. I didn't even think of that. Switch over to your phone. See what that does.
All right.
I think it was just looping because you have to mute one. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, it should work.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, it's a better camera too.
Around.
The color is so different, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! What do I do? Okay, how do I turn the camera around?
Depends what kind of phone you have.
Camera on my phone would probably be better.
There we go. All right. So that's the dragonfly.
Have you ever put that under black light?
Have I ever done that? What?
Have you ever put that tattoo under a black light?
Did you see that? They
No,
just
I haven't.
Yeah, Tana, they came out with phosphorescent ink, something like that.
But like,
This
look
shit.
at the.
Yeah.
Look
This
at
shit.
the. Yeah.
That's okay for us.
Yeah.
So black light colors, fluorescent, that's
But look
This
at the
would
colors of hers. 'Cause
Probably pop under a black light.
I actually think that would glow under a black light.
that's fine.
It might. Let's see. There's
Ooh. That's pretty. Oh my gosh, the color in that is gorgeous.
thank you. And then I've got
The yin and
Wow.
the yang.
and then I
Oh, you
got
got
this
some-
one for a memory way.
That's beautiful.
Coordination. There you go.
What? I'm sorry, I missed the first part. What was it? Not the yin and yang.
Your wings were ready, but my heart was not.
Okay.
My coordination is for shit.
I do the same.
But yeah, those are the yeah for
Donnie,
got
Because of-
total, but I'm
because of
in an
the
area that I don't show.
what do they call it? Never mind. I couldn't think of the words I wanted to say, so meh.
My son and I are planning on eventually getting matching tattoos. Also,
There it is.
take it easy. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be like a.
Yep.
That'll be one of those moments that you'll always remember.
Yep.
That is an answer. This is more. Squirt. Oh my god.
I live stream so I'm pretty sure when my son and I get matching tattoos, I'll live stream that too.
Nice.
I wish I knew some good tattoo artists around me.
Same.
You know. Yeah. Are you next?
Max.
Oh, wicked. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Take care, be blessed, stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow.
So cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so
You just broke up.
I'm sorry.
Or my brain did. I was like, huh? I thought I was in high school for a second. I was like, huh? Mr. Klein,
I was like,
what do you think, Dave? I'm like, about what?
oh, I remember this one time, me and a bunch of friends over at a friend's house, hanging out on TV, and this one dude apparently had been sitting there talking to me for like an hour, and I didn't hear what he said. And he was on my deaf side. And he really said, "Hey," and he snaps at me. And I was like, and I'm like, oh shit, no, what? I didn't hear a fucking word. He said he been talking to me for an hour, and I didn't hear a damn thing he said.
Wow.
I felt so bad, but I mean, shit.
You have an excuse. That's happened to me, and I have no excuse. I just told you. You did?
Please tell me, like, someone else has done one of these dumb moves where public toilet, you walk in and there's like multiple stalls or whatever, right? And rows of sinks and that kind of thing. So you walk in and it's like just like you and all of a sudden I guess one other person in there and they say something like hey, how's it going? And you're like, you kind of freeze and you're like, that's a really odd thing to ask me. Like you're just kind of not sure how to answer. And before you're kind of like, do I answer? Like, this is kind of an awkward conversation. And then you're like, well, okay. And you just about ready to answer them. And then they're like, yeah, I'll be right over.
What's up? My defense?
What?
Hey, what's up? My defense? Who the fuck are you?
But like 5 seconds it takes you to realize they're just talking to their buddy on the phone. And you're like,
oh, yes. Quite a few times. I hear it. I'm like, do I answer? And they're like, oh, yeah, really? I was like,
right.
I don't want to talk to a fucking guy. He's in there pinching a loaf. I just need to take a pee. I need to take a leak, wash my hands, and get the fuck out. I don't need to start a conversation. Hey.
They started putting the ear pods in to do the conversation.
Yes, exactly. So you can't hear him.
Right. So, like, the lady's walking down the street, and I'm raking my lawn, and she's having a wicked conversation with someone that I can't see. And then she gets over by me, and she's like, something about nice flowers, darling, or something like that. And I'm thinking, I'm afraid to answer because I've seen you talking to the shrubs back there.
If that happened to me, flowers, I'd be like, well, thank you. Pull my shirt off. Crocodile streets. That's a spider.
Not the spider. Yeah. We're not going to go into this guy. I stay there, and I'll stay the fucking here, and I'm cool with that arrangement. You know, they don't mess with me. I don't mess with them. But I will, if I see, I will not hesitate to promptly call Andrew. Get rid of it, please.
It's right
I
there.
gotta,
Tana, look out. He ran from it. He's on your side now.
you fucker, you're fucking with me. I know you are. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Is it?
Oh, dude, do you see that video I sent you? Guy out on the construction site, a spider on his back, and you can see the spider on.
Yeah.
Which we believe they done that to him before, and the one spider, he doesn't fucking believe him. But I'm wondering, wouldn't he?
No, they
if
probably
you got his spider on your back.
they probably bust his chops all day, every day. And this one fucking
Yeah.
time, they're like, no, really? And because at the end, the guy looks at the camera, he's like,
I'm not
There
lying.
was.
Yeah,
there was.
yeah,
That fucking thing was big. Carlos!
yeah.
It was big and ugly.
He won. He hurt. I'm starting to get hungry. So I need to go make dinner.
Okay.
I want to thank you guys for hanging out. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you. You're awesome.
It's been fun.
Thank you.
Much
He
about
always
you.
has, like-
I hope you come and hang out with us
the
again.
Every time I see that backdrop, it started out as like poles and then it's grown and then lights and then now this Slender Man. So like every time I see this setup, it just grows and grows. I'm kind of excited next time just to see what happens.
There's going to be some bodies
Right on.
hanging next.
DK, it's funny because he's always got some new going on.
Whatever
So,
I
yeah.
think. I can still have a shitload of stuff in my my little tote back there. Bunch of spiderweb crap.
It's looking awesome. Oh, fuck yeah. There you go. There you go.
That was
Oh,
That looks really
that was
good.
good 10, 15 feet away.
yeah.
And you could still see it. Good.
That
Extra
thing can
big
go
bird.
all night.
Pups.
Mm.
Loves you. Take care. Be blessed.
Night.
Just stay safe. See you tomorrow. Love you guys.
Love you
Night.
too.